Are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and/or listening to ABL Live. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. We got a whole lot going on all over the internets, all over mainstream media, social media, everywhere, and I don't know where to start. First of all, the Trump-Kamala debate. Oh, we're going to get into that. We are going to get into that. We're going to get into the calls later to hear what you guys think. Also, the Ohio situation, the Haitian migrants. Are they eating the cats? Are they eating Canadian geese at the lake specifically, or the little pond they have, or the park? We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, Tyreek Hill getting arrested. You know what? I'm going to just give, you know what I'm going to do for Tyreek Hill for that little segment of the show? What I'm going to do is demonstrate, not literally with a car and all that, but just tell you, okay, this is what you do when you get pulled over. You don't start bucking on the cop, talking about what you ain't gonna do and get an attitude and all this and that. Anybody got time for that, man? I'm not trying to get deleted. I'm not trying to have my day inconvenienced. I'm not trying to be on the side of the road fussing and getting put on the ground and getting my jeans dirty. Anybody got time for that? We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, did you guys see Biden put on a MAGA hat? He had Secret Service right there, and it looks like they did more to try and prevent the MAGA hat photo op than they did to prevent what happened in Pennsylvania the other day, if you catch my drift. There's a whole lot going on, so shout out to you guys for joining, and welcome to ABL Live. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these internets. If you like what you're hearing so far, if you enjoyed the show in general, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Oh, we got a lot going on tonight. There's a whole lot happening. The debate. Listen, I want to talk about the debate before we get to the clips and whatnot later. A lot of conservatives are saying that Trump did not do well, that he was, kind of just buying into the debate. So Kamala would say something, then he want to respond. The moderators are ganging up on him, then he wants to respond. I think he may have had some of that, but not really, because he did not interrupt Kamala one time, but Kamala kept interrupting him. It was on more than one occasion she did that, but Trump did not do it. I think this was informative for the American people. As I was saying in my video, I get a newsletter from Google, and they send me the trends. That's how I get some of my topics from my videos. Just a little bit of free game. I subscribe to a newsletter on Google Trends, and they send me stuff like this. So right when the debate ended, they sent me this right here. Okay, this is part of the email, and it says, "Here's the top trends. People are searching for what's a tariff. People don't listen. This is what I'm talking about when I say a lot of the normies don't know anything." They don't know what IVF is. They don't know what tariffs are. They don't know what fracking is. They don't know a lot. Camp David, what's that? Where's that? Who goes there? Okay, but also they're interested in Aurora, Colorado, Springfield, Ohio. What's going on there? Okay, then the Spanish flu and Obamacare. So Americans are becoming interested in these things that the media does not really spend a lot of time talking about. The media doesn't really push what's happening with the Chinese tariffs. They don't really talk about that too much in the media. All they do in the media is talk about how bad Trump is, but they don't talk about any real things. So the average normie, all they know how to do, if they watch television and believe whatever they see, is repeat the Trump is bad narrative. It's all they know how to do. They don't know anything about politics beyond that. That's the average normie. You guys are brilliant. You guys know much more than I do. But normies, just regular people, they don't know nothing because they've not been educated. They don't know. They just don't have the information. So I think the debate was good for that purpose, to educate people a little bit, inform them about what's happening in their country, because most people don't know what's going on. I was watching Anton, shout out to Anton. I'm watching one of his panels, and one of their panelists, I won't say her name, is from Chicago, right? And everybody on the panel was talking about the migration crisis in Chicago with all the Venezuelans and all that. They're talking about that, and then they're asking her, does she know about it? She says, nope, don't know about it. Right there in Chicago, don't even know what's happening outside her house. That's a lot of people that just don't know. So I'm all about just trying to inform more people about what's going on. That's part of my purpose, is just to make things real easy to understand so everybody can get it. It's not just you watching the TV and then having them tell you whatever, having them mislead you and misdirect you when they're talking about news reporting. They'll report a story factually, but they do it in an intentionally deceptive way to fool you into believing a thing that's not true. Oh, we didn't really lie about it, but the way you said it was crafted intentionally to confuse people, so they'll believe a thing that's not true. Okay, and they keep pushing forward fake stuff. They'll say, oh, well, we'll get debunked, but it ain't going to really hurt us. They'll still push it forward. Just like Kamala said, the good people on both sides argument, I was shocked. I was like, good people on both sides, we're going to talk about that. That has been debunked by the left and the right. Snopes even debunked that. And Snopes, everybody knows, is a leftist so-called fact checker website. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows don't go to Snopes if you want anything that's fair for conservatives. Even they finally, after how many years? 7 years, debunked it. Literally, wasn't that in 2017 when Charlottesville happened? They just debunked it this year, 2014. It might have been in June or July, something like this. Not even that long ago, they debunked that. But regardless, they did do it. So they push forward lies. They'll push forward anything because they feel like they can get away with it. They can do whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. And the whole cats situation, the whole thing that's happening right now in Springfield, Ohio with the migrants, which we'll get to in a minute, that whole thing that's happening is happening all over the country, and people don't want to talk about it, and or it can happen all over the country. It could be in the city near you. It could be in your city, your town, wherever you live, your neighborhood. It could happen to you. And people are trying to say it's about race and all that. No. It's not about race. It's not about skin color. It's about culture. Hey, if you come to America and you can't speak English, that's strike number one. How are you really going to be to get along in this place? You can't speak English. That's the first thing. Second thing, you get in a driver's license and can't drive. You wrecking into people's fences, beating up the streets, beating up the roads. You got all kind of debris and trash everywhere. Rather than going to the dump like everybody else to dispose of your mattress and big trash from your house, you just dump it right there on the ground in front of somebody's home. This kind of thing is going on a lot. And then you have a big influx of the people. So the city, what's that, Springfield, had about 58,000 residents. You bring 20,000, at least 20,000 more Haitian migrants on top of that, and that's not going to be a problem. That's not going to be an issue. Yes, it's going to be an issue. Cultural clash. They're fighting for resources. Listen, the Haitians are getting a bunch of money on their cards, like the same way they get with the Venezuelans in Chicago. They say they call them magic cards because the money's endless. The cards never run out. So they go into the grocery store buying up all the food. As a result of them having all this fake money from the government, they are driving the price of food up because the grocery stores cannot keep it in stock. And then they also drive the price of rents up because they get so much of this fake money from the government that the locals can't afford to pay. So people are being forced out into the streets. Black, white, Puerto Rican candy stripe. Americans come last, migrants come first. And you know the reason why this is happening? The reason why it's happening is because, in my humble opinion, companies are recruiting these people in their countries of origin. Okay, that's what's happening. They realize the border is open and there's nobody deporting anybody right now. So, okay, let's just go over here to Haiti in this third world country. People living in abject Africa poverty. Go ahead and bring them over here because they work for a bag of chips and a canned pickle. Also, they can pay them less because the government is funding them. Some say, oh, Americans are lazy. They don't want to do that work. Well, guess what? Americans got to pay taxes, unlike the Haitians, to get all this money. And the Americans are not getting all this money from the government that the Haitians are. And then when they got to go to work, it's okay for them to work for less because they stacked up 18 deep in one house. They're all getting benefits and they go to work and just get even more money. And they work for under the table or less than what regular citizens do. So what do you have for regular citizens in Ohio? What you have is fentanyl, homelessness, a camper on the side of the road, a tent, things like that. Okay, here's your crack pipe kit. Here's your fentanyl for $2 that comes from China through the open border in Mexico. Just have at it. And then the migrants are going to come in and do whatever they want to do. They're going to drive cars like it's a real world go-kart race. Okay, they're going to be bumping bumper cars in real life, right? They're playing bumper cars. They're eating cats, allegedly. Listen, I'm going to get to a video in a minute. I don't want to get ahead of myself because we got to hear from the people. Now, it was crazy during the debate, or it might have been during the debate where Trump was talking about what's happening in Springfield, Ohio, and Aurora, Colorado with the Venezuelan Tren de Agua. He was saying, hey, they're talking about it on television. People want to laugh. Oh, this wasn't on TV. Well, if they're interviewing people in the town at city council meetings, out on the street, and they're telling you this is what's happening, and they all got the same story, and they air that on TV, is that fake because it was on TV? So, David Muir, should I believe you since you're on TV? Should I just take whatever you say with a grain of salt because you're on television? It's ridiculous. The people of the town are saying what's going on, but the government is trying to cover it up. Same thing with the mainstream media. They want to say, oh, it's not really happening. Don't worry about it. And please believe this is a direct result of all the money printing, first of all. Second of all, the migration crisis being allowed to happen, border being wide open. That's what's going on. That's what's happening. You know, you got to increase demand for goods, and the companies want to be able to capitalize, want to be able to get things done for cheaper. So then they bring in the so-called migrants. But the problem is they may be cheaper work, but they also bring violence and just incompatible behavior with society with them. That's the thing. I don't care what color you are. You can be from anywhere in the world, but when in Rome, do as the Romans. Point blank. Point blank. But I'm getting way ahead of myself. Before I go any further, shout out to you guys for being the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. Shout out to y'all for being on the stream last night. We hit over 12,000 concurrent. So shout out to y'all. I appreciate it. Hold on. There we go. Shout out to y'all. I really appreciate y'all for being here. I got a lot of new subs, a lot of, people that's kind of interested in politics. So I'm just here to educate. That's it. That's my thing. All right. Shout out to everybody that's open-minded and is able to understand what's going on. But yeah, we got a whole lot happening. Before I continue, sponsors, shout out to patriotpost.us, your best source of news and information anywhere on these interwebs. Their link will always be in the box, or just visit patriotpost.us in the browser. Tell them that ABL sent you. Go to ablmerch.com. That is ablmerch.com. We got the hats, t-shirts, stickers, hoodies, mugs, and more right there on the website, ablmerch.com. Also, we have anthonyBlogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. Go to the front page of the website. You'll be able to find articles for each video that I produce. And in each article, you got sources from the left, from the right, from the center, from the politically agnostic, Democrat, Republican, local, national, international, whatever you want. I got it as long as it's legal. I will post it right there on the website, anthonyblogan.com. And of course, go to the contact page, anthonyblogan.com/contact us. You can find my email address, my snail address, my UPS box, of course, my social media accounts, my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, never going to call it X. All that is right there on the contact page of the website, anthonyblogan.com. And as I always say, if you're ever wondering if you're conversing with me or not on the internet, just a little bit of common sense. I don't have any fortune from some prince or something like that to hand over to you for $45 in Apple iTunes gift cards. I don't have it. So anything like that comes across your desk and you think that it's me trying to reach out to you, I promise you it's not. It's not me. All right. So that's pretty much it. But shout out to y'all. I really, really appreciate it. We got a lot to get into. All right. We got a lot to get into. We got to get into the migrants. We got to get into everything. You know what? I kind of want to get into the migrants first. I want to get into the migrants first. Well, specifically, I want to get into the migrant. Yeah, let's get into the migrants first. And I got quite a few things about migrants that we are going to discuss. All right. Now, I got a question. This is a stolen car in Chicago. I'm not saying it's the migrants that did it. I'm just asking you, who do you think stripped this vehicle so clean? Who do you think did it, huh?
Girls, I got several messages today about this vehicle right here. This is was a Dodge Durango. It was stolen from like 5000 West 55th, somewhere over that way. So if you do own the car, well, you might want to call your insurance company and let them know the car is totally stripped and licked clean. Yeah, they actually took everything. There's nothing left of this Durango at all.
So this car right here was at one point, it was a Dodge Durango. Can you get a good shot? Yeah, that was a Dodge Durango. The vehicle frame is completely stripped down to the frame. They got the sunroof, that's still there. The sunroof and then the back panel windows on the side, they got those, but that's it. That is all. No wind, like everything gone. Who do you think did that? Is that Americans or was that migrants? Whoever did it got some a little bit of know-how. They got a little bit of know-how. All right, pro strippers melt down the frame, make jewelry. Oh, really? They melt the frame down too? That's crazy. That's totally nuts. So yeah, hopefully that's not your car you're looking at right now. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. I don't want to rain in your parade right now. You're having a good time watching the show. Then you see your car stripped down to the bare essentials. Yeah, that's not really a good sight to see. But do you think that's migrants or do you think that's just regular Chicago people? Y'all let me know. Because again, that is in Chicago or the Chicago area. Durango parts expensive. I mean, I don't know. I feel like they took everything though. I mean, I can't, the dashboard switches can't be that expensive, but they took that too. They took everything. Okay. And then here's a scam that I'm sure you guys know about, the skimmers. And sometimes you're not looking, you're not paying attention. You're at the gas station, get ready to pump your gas. You pay outside and then you swiping your card in here, but you're not really paying attention to that. The fact that this is a skimmer and it's taking your information. Okay. See that right there? So please be aware of the skimmers. I don't even use these things right here. I never, ever, ever use a credit card slider outside. I never, ever do that. I'm looking for the tap to pay. I got it on my Apple Watch. Just hit that, tap to pay, and I'm good. So they can't take my information that way. This right here, when she put it in the skimmer, they can just read it from the device, and transmit it to whoever needs to get transmitted to. So yeah, always do the tap. Do not ever use these right here because sometimes you could tell, it's kind of easy to tell, but sometimes you're not paying attention and you're just swiping your card right quick. You're trying to you got a Starbucks in your hand. You got a dog in the car. He barking. He ready to go to the bathroom or something like this. So you just do it real quick. You're not really thinking, and now they got your information. Okay. So yeah, please, please, please be aware of the skimmers. Don't get scammed. Ain't nobody got no time for that. All right. Yeah, even inside the store is dangerous. That's correct. Because sometimes inside the store, it's also a skimmer right there. And sometimes they do that on purpose. Like it'd be the people that's inside working on that. Didn't we see that video from a while back of freaking frack in Atlanta, Georgia, the Indian clerk and then his black sidekick trying to set up a robbery. And then the black dude hit the Indian dude and the Indian do some kind of like dramatic Bollywood fall down. That was crazy. So sometimes things like that happen where you got the people on the inside of the store trying to set you up, trying to scam you. So I don't even swipe my card on the inside unless I can't do the tap. And if I can't do the tap and I gotta swipe my card, I'm gonna kind of give it a little tug and see if it's nice and secure. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that it's not janky. I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up right quick and kind of mess with it. They might give me a look, but it's okay. It's fine. I'm not going to break it. I'm not going to like take the machine or anything. I'm not going to break it. I'm just kind of give it a little tug just to make sure it's just to ensure the integrity of the device. How about that? All right. Now, would you pay this much for a pack of 16 chicken wings? $46.15. Now, bro, like, where are you even at? You don't appear to be in no Trader Joe's. You looking like you might be in a Tiny Giant. You might be in a Rack and Sack, some old school. You don't appear to be in like a high highfalutin store. $46.
$46 for a pack of chicken wings, cuz. $46 for a pack of chicken wings.
46.15. 46.15.
$46 for a pack of chicken wings, cuz.
$46. I mean, how is the food where you are Are you paying a lot of money? I know I went to the store the other day. I got some chicken thighs. I think the pack was like $11, and it might have been 2 servings in there, maybe. I could get cheaper chicken, but they be spraying so much chemicals and stuff like that. Some of the chicken that they got out there in the store make my stomach hurt, for real. I don't know what they put in the chicken, but it don't like me. My stomach don't feel right. I be like, man, nah, y'all got some extra stuff. Y'all got some super antibiotics in the chicken. I don't know what's going on. So you got to pay a little bit more, but it's costing a whole lot. And check it out. Rack and Sack. You never heard of Rack and Sack. That's an old school Virginia store. It might sound crazy if you never heard of it, but that was a real spot where you go in there with your own bag. They were super cheap. Real ghetto, but it would come through in the clutch. But, these prices aren't that bad if you are a migrant and you have a magic food stamp card where the money never runs out. So what? It costs $46. You can buy it, and on top of that, you can just go to the park and capture some Canadian geese and skin that right quick and fry it on up. Okay? Fry it on up. After you get done cutting your grass with your machete, use that same machete to chop up the Canadian goose, throw that on the grill, and you got a whole compa celebration, all that. You get all of that ready to roll. All right? But nah, shout out to the Haitians, though. I know a lot of Haitian people. They're cool people. But everybody knows your hood cousins don't need to be out of the hood until they tighten up. Everybody knows that. You come to America, you tighten yourself up, you improve yourself. Meanwhile, your cousin is still in Haiti, has no education, can't drive, no English. Tighten up before you come here. Tighten up before you come here. And once you tighten up, then okay, we good. But until then, we got a problem. We got a problem. It's just that simple. All right. But yeah. Now maybe they're cooking the Canadian geese or something like this. Just maybe. Now these ain't Haitians though. These are like Mexicans or something like this. Some kind of Central American. But how about that? Would you like to eat your Canadian goose captured from a park on a shopping cart? Would you like that?
That is wild. That is wild.
Now check it out. Y'all let me know. I'm not a street cuisine connoisseur. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not the guy that's that brave to say, you know what I want to do? I want to eat whatever kind of meat this is off of a shopping cart. I'm not quite that brave. I only think the shopping cart is steel all the way. It might be a little bit of metal in there, but you got plastic bars. Anyway, I'm just doing a lot of examining. Would you want to eat that? Because I commented on one video about this, like in Los Angeles or somewhere. They had the street meat, the hot dogs and all of that in the carts like this. I'm like, I would never. They were like, oh, you're missing out. The hot dogs are great. I was like, all right, man, enjoy your E. coli, enjoy your listeria, all of that. Enjoy your random third world disease. Have at it. Have at it. All right. So someone says innovative. Hey. And my thing is, what kind of meat is that? Do we get that from Walmart? Like, what is that? What is that? I don't know if I trust that too much now. I don't want that. But some of y'all are brave, man. You must have got a stomach made of iron. Your stomach is lined with iron to eat that kind of food. Okay. Yeah, forever chemicals, all of that, right in the meats. Forever chemicals. El Pollo Loco for real. Hey, I don't know. That might not be no pollo. That might be a little something else. That's looking like, you know what I mean, some of that Canadian goose action. All right. That might be a part duck at best. It might not be chicken from Wally World. But here's a question I have. You're on a flight, right? And you see something like this. What are you thinking? Now, I'm going to put it on the screen and describe it as well. What you see here are a bunch of random people, different nationalities, with documents over their neck. And then the caption says, will someone explain to me why half the people on my flight are wearing these documents around their neck? I'm gonna turn the sound off. So what's going on? Like, what is the deal? Matter of fact, I'm gonna turn the sound on so you can hear the link. Like, you can hear them talking. If we got anybody that can translate, y'all let me know. So where are they going? Where do you think they're going? A lot of these people have destinations already. They're probably already been recruited by people. They're told what to do. They're probably given an instruction manual, how to get through all the rigmarole and the bureaucratic process. They can just skip past all that. Okay, go to the border, say that you are an asylum seeker, surrender to the border authorities. They're going to process you in, release you into the interior. Say, hey, I got a cousin in Denver, Colorado. All right, they're going to send you to Denver on the first class flight. Boom. And then just to make sure that nobody mess with you, they're going to put these documents on your neck just in case one of the flight attendants needs something. They could just read your thing, like a patient chart in the hospital or something like this. That's what it looks like to me. My man right here don't got no English at all. But hey, read my document. That's all you need. That's all you need. All right. That's pretty much what we're doing. How much you willing to bet they're being sent from the border to somewhere else in the country? Who's paying for it? You are. I am. We are. America is. It's crazy because, you know, the whole lazy argument. I ain't like that. I ain't like when that white lady in Detroit sexually harassing, beating the boyfriend up, the racist remarks about black folks talking about hey, if you're black in America, you're lazy as F, but if you're from somewhere else, you're not. I can't tell. Look at the Haitians in Ohio. I don't see no black folks out there capturing Canadian geese from the park and grilling them outside on some barrels or something like this. Like, we got to stop playing games. The people that come here, the Nigerians, the Haitians, the whatever, people that come here legally already got something going. They already got a game plan. They're already forward thinking. They're already ambitious. That's why you got so many Nigerian doctors in the USA, United States of America, because they're already educated in the country of origin. You can't compare them to the regular people here. Now, what you want to do is compare the regular normies in Africa and places like that to Americans over here, then see the difference. But again, shout out to all the Africans, shout out to all the Haitians. I don't want it to be this whole thing about Black American versus Haitian versus, I don't want it to be that, but I don't like these fake narratives being floating around, because what it says is that the migrants are better than Americans. I don't care if you're a Black American, white American, Puerto Rican American, Canadian stripe American. We're Americans, period. The migrants are the migrants, but they're not us. We come first in this country, period. I don't care what color you are. That's my rant for today. I had to get it off my chest. Don't compare a regular normie in America to some African prince. Don't do it, please. Thank you. Don't do it, please. All right. I was already a doctor in my home country. I could just stay over there, but I want to come here and get some more money. I want to get some more money to send back home. Anyway, and my man, shout out to my man right here in Chicago talking about what's happening with the migrant crisis.
No.
All right. Shout out to my man. Hold on 1 second.
No, thank you. Let me ask you. Can you help me with the solution you'd like to see me do?
Surely, I can help you with the solution. I can give you I give you one simple answer. Send them back. That's the only solution. That's it. Other than that, they will surpass us. It is math. It's simple math. They will overtake us in numbers at the rate that they have kids. They cannot be U.S. citizens. You are dooming our next generation to subservitude. I'm telling you this.
Okay.
It's just simple math.
I know, but
that's it. It's simple math.
I'm very good at math. Let me share something with you.
Now, this man right here is Jonathan Jackson. The black man speaking is Jonathan Jackson. He's a Democratic local congressman out there in Illinois, Chicago to be specific. Again, the black man you just heard speaking is a Democrat congressman in Chicago. So this ain't a black-white thing, left-right thing. This is a people thing. This is an American citizen thing. Let's go back. Let's go back a little bit, shall we? Start from the top.
No, thank you. Let me ask you. Can you help me with the solution you'd like to see me do?
Surely, I can help you with the solution. I can give you I give you one simple answer. Send them back. That's the only solution. That's it. Other than that, they will surpass us. It is math. It's simple math. They will overtake us in numbers at the rate that they have kids. They cannot be U.S. citizens. You are dooming our next generation to subservitude. I'm telling you this.
Okay.
It's just simple math.
I know, but
that's it. It's simple math.
I'm very good at math. Let me share something with you. Most of the persons that are here right now, under the technical definition, do not qualify for asylum.
I'm concerned about the children that they have. They will be U.S. citizens, and they will have a voting block. All we have to do now is look at the Hispanic voting block they have now. They get everything they want. Look at our communities. You should see the schools that they have as compared to the.
No, thank you.
Let me finish, my brother.
Now, this was nothing but the truth. And what he said is something that a lot of us don't really pay attention to. These people have extremely high birth rates, 3, 4, 5. Ain't no protection, ain't no family planning, ain't no abortion, Planned Parenthood. No. They popping them up like popcorn. Hey, here's a court date. Hey, you're gonna go to the southern border, right? And get let in. Okay, so authorities come take me. I surrender. You get asylum status or some kind of temporary status until your court date for asylum. They say the court date is in 10 years. Meanwhile, you can stay in the interior of the country. On year number 1, they're going to have about 2 or 3 kids. They're going to pop out triplets just on GP. Triplets on GP. And of course, we all know that when an illegal alien has a baby, they can't get deported because their child is an American citizen by birthright citizenship. We all know that is an anchor baby. If you got these people, they coming across, look, Americans, whether you black or white, we have a birth rate below replacement. They say in the West, each woman needs to have 2.1 kids to replace herself and the man that she's with, husband, whatever it is. 2.1 in the West, about 2.3 or more over in other parts of the world, developing nations, because of high infant mortality rates. Okay, 2.1 is the number we got to reach. White folks in America, 1.4, 1.5. Black folks in America, 1.8, 1.9, not quite 2.1. Then they bring in the migrants, 3, 4, 5 kids in 4 years, popping them out like it's nothing. Like it's nothing. Dominating your schools, taking over. I've seen it. I see it here. Listen, even with the Hispanics, like we don't have a migration problem here where I live, but there's one school downtown. It was 100% black, all black. Now 75% black, 25% Hispanic. And when you keep having the birth rate going up and up and up like that, it's going to be all Hispanic. Just like how, what was Compton? Compton at one point was all white, then it became all black. Now, is it still Mexican, Hispanic? Is that still the same way it is? You see how things can change very quickly. And if you want your community to survive, you can't have this kind of thing going on. They're going to battle you for resources, battle you for space, battle you for everything. Battle, battle, battle. That's what it's going to be throughout the entire time. So, yeah, I don't think you really want that kind of thing to be going on. You don't want that to be happening. All right. Is it 10 to 12 Kai's Possimus? Is that their birth rate for the migrants? I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it at all. All right. Oh, I know it'll affect by the book. They're in Georgia already. They're like, when I go down to Atlanta, they're already there. Listen, I was at a hotel one time and I'm in there and I'm smelling all these kind of like, I'm smelling creative food. That's probably the best way to put it. Creative food. They had some migrants. You could tell they were migrants because of the way they look and how they just kind of, they were sitting down in the lobby. And then outside, they had set up a grill like on the halfway roof, but not quite the roof of the building. And they were cooking, I don't know what this was, some Greek food. I don't know what kind of spices they're using, but I'm smelling some interesting smells. I'm like, am I in some babushka's kitchen right now? What is this? Why am I smelling like Southern European, Mediterranean food like in this area? I shouldn't be smelling it right here. This ain't no big spot with a kitchen, but that's how they do. So I've seen it. I have seen it, but not too much up here. Not too much up here. But they are coming to Tennessee. They just got dropped off in Manchester. Small town, small city. When you're going toward Nashville, it's probably about 45 minutes out from Nashville, maybe about an hour. Probably about 45 minutes. Tullahoma, all of that out there. Yeah, they're coming out there. Small towns. They're going to stretch the resources. You know what's happening, as I said earlier. Yeah, probably some lamb. That's probably what it was, Brickyard. But yeah, what's happening is the companies are just recruiting them because they can make money. And if one company does it and the other company that competes with them doesn't do it, then the company that doesn't do it is at a disadvantage. What you got to do is close the border so that option is not available. That's what you should do, right? It was a decent hotel, extra. It was like a 4-star. Well, not a 4-star, but like on reviews and stuff like that. It's like a 3-star in reality, but reviews were like 4 stars and above, if you understand what I'm saying. Because you got a 2, 3, 4, 5-star hotel, then you have the reviews that may have an average of 4.1 or 3.8. I know what I'm talking about. I don't gotta. Y'all are smart people. Y'all know everything. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okay. Now, we're going to get to the migrants here. Okay. We're going to get to that. We are going to get to it. Now, remember, Trump during the debate says they're eating the dogs. They're eating the pets. Hold on. I got to find that particular clip right quick. And then we're going to show what's happening with Springfield, Ohio. Small city. People got mad at me. It's not a town, ABL. It's a city. Okay. A city. Barely. What, 55,000 plus the migrants, 20,000 migrants. I mean, is it a city or is it an encampment for a foreign nation, like a exclave? All right, hold on. What was that? They're eating the dogs. Let me find that. All right. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All right, check this out.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country. And it's
now her facial reactions were all over the place. She's goofy. She's just ultimately goofy. You got to be stoic. You got to be straightforward. She don't have that at all. She does not have that.
Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country. And
so that right there kind of went viral. It's all over the place. But did he lie? David Muir wanting to be the fact checker. Oh, Mr. Trump, we didn't really see that. I don't recall the sarcasm. I did not catch the sarcasm. I did not detect the sarcasm. I can't get over that. You can't detect the sarcasm anyway. But let's get to it. Okay, here's a report. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me just pull up the actual website. Okay, Springfield, Ohio, Geese, New York Post. Okay. So I'm gonna just pull up the article, man. I ain't trying to play no games. I ain't trying to act like, oh, no. Let's just go ahead. Let's just go ahead right here, right? Okay, look. Okay, I don't need the ads. New York Times, please release me. Please release me from that ads. I don't want them. Look, Springfield, Ohio man reported Haitian migrant snatching geese out of park just 2 weeks ago. Okay, now Canadian geese. That's what's happening right here. Oh, there's no evidence. Really? What am I reading right here? What's this? A Springfield, Ohio resident on his way to work called 911 to report spotting 4 Haitian migrants snatching geese near a city park just 2 weeks ago, according to a newly revealed recording. The call to Clark County Sheriff's Office dispatcher obtained by the Federalist appears to support a viral claim about some members of the migrant community eating animals in city parks. Former President Donald Trump blasted the story in the mainstream Tuesday night when he claimed migrants in Springfield were eating the dogs. So, but look, I can understand why the Haitians are doing this, because you come up from a third world country where you don't have like food like that. So you see a bird or something, or a rat or a gerbil or whatever outside, you might eat it. You might eat it. I mean, how many more people got to say the same thing? Like, why would that be a story people make up? Oh, they're stealing Canadian geese. Why so specific? Why would they say that if it's not true? There's a picture of a man with the geese in his hand. If I can find it, I'll show you the picture. But he had the geese by the legs. He had them. And you know what I'm saying? Look, if y'all do that, it's whatever, but we don't do that over here. Don't go snatching the geese from the park. Don't go to no duck pond where people are out there with the bread feeding the ducks, and then you luring the duck to a nondescript white van so you can skin it and eat it. Let's not do that. Okay. Oh, and then there could be some hey, I ain't gonna say the word that starts with a C and ends with an embolism. I ain't gonna say that. Y'all said that. Okay. But that's a news story right there. Now let's get to some remarks from the people. This is from August 13th, 24. Okay, this is not a new video. It's not some fake thing. It's not trying to go viral. This is a real video from the people of Springfield, Ohio, the residents, the Americans that live there. Okay, and too many Americans' voices are completely ignored. They're ignored. People like David Muir want to talk about, oh, you saw them on TV. It's not really real. These are real people. Let's hear from them, shall we?
I'm done with what I'm seeing. It is so unsafe in my neighborhood anymore. I have the homeless that were trying to camp out, and I have made concessions with them, and I try to help them the best I can to keep them from trying to squat on my property. But it is so unsafe. I have men that cannot speak English in my front yard screaming at me, throwing mattresses in my front yard, throwing trash in my front yard. And I can't. Look at me, I weigh 95 pounds. I couldn't defend myself if I had to. My husband is elderly, and last night, after living in this home for 45 years, he said, Noelle, guess what? It's time to pack up and move. He said, we can't do this anymore. He said, it's killing both of us mentally. I don't understand what you expect of us as citizens. I mean, I understand they're here under temporary protected status, and you're protecting them, and I understand that our city services are overwhelmed and understaffed. But who's protecting us? If we're protecting them, who's protecting me? I want out of this town. I am sorry. Please give me a reason to stay.
You guys are just sitting up there and something. Like, I really challenge you guys to get out here and do something. These Haitians are running into trash cans. They're running into buildings. They're running.
Now, when he says running into, he means with cars because they can't drive. They suck at driving. I don't know how they get driver's licenses, but they suck at driving and they keep colliding into things. Buildings, trash cans, curbs, other cars, other people. There was a Haitian involved in the fatal accident in this area, if I'm not mistaken.
And it's they flipping cars in the middle of the street. And I don't know how, like, y'all can be comfortable with this. Like, I don't know, like, who's getting paid from it. I honestly feel like someone's getting paid from it in the background. You got a bunch of people on a bus getting dropped off at a gas station to come down here. I know a single mom that FaceTimed me this morning at the welfare office that really need something. And it's nothing but immigrants over there. They're in the park grabbing up ducks by their neck and cutting their head off and walking off with them and eating them. And it's going to get bigger and it's only going to get worse. And y'all sitting up there in these chairs, all y'all need to get out here and do something. Y'all making hundreds of $1,000s. Y'all need to put on a t-shirt and some Crocs. And then y'all need to come out here in these streets and y'all need to go out here and, I'm out here before the police is. Like, y'all need to do something.
So we got black folks and white folks saying the same thing. So racism? No. That's such a juvenile argument. Oh, you're racist. I'm racist because I don't like these new people coming into the country, sponsored by the government, taking jobs, wreaking havoc, just doing their own thing. I'm racist. I couldn't care less what color they are. If they're engaging in that behavior, then I'm not going to like them in my town.
Bro, y'all really got to stand on business. Y'all getting paid all this money just to wear a suit and sit in a chair. I think it's crazy, bro. That's where they come from and that's what they do. That's their country. I don't know what they got going on over there, but they can't do that over here. And if y'all just getting paid from it and then y'all ain't doing nothing about it, I think that's super weird, bro. Y'all got to stand on business. Y'all got to really, step up. It's lame, bro. For real.
Thank you for your comments.
And the man that you said right there, he's running for office, running for mayor, if I'm not mistaken. And he had been recording all these Haitian car accidents and putting them on Facebook.
Bro,
I was looking at the giant holes in some of our buildings. I noticed all of the old familiar spots bearing new signs in an unfamiliar language. I watched as groups of strangers walked around the city like lost tourists, and it was like a punch in the gut. A terrible sadness came over me, and I began to cry. I immediately started to think back to when I was little, walking from my grandma's house on South Fountain through downtown and all the way to Snyder Park. I feel like we have been invaded by some sort of pest. I'm angry that my friends and family are packing up and moving away. I'm angry that foreigners are using up the resources that were set up for the Americans that reside here. I'm angry that another country's flag was being flown in our city. I'm angry when I see our businesses and recreational areas littered with garbage left by people that do not know or understand our laws and culture and are making no attempt to learn about them. And let me be clear, this is not about race. This is about people being given the privilege of coming here from another country and having no respect for our people, our land, or our life's work. People living their life here the way they did in Haiti, angry, stealing, polluting, living in filth, and acting like animals. These are not civilized people. Opening containers in our grocery stores, helping themselves to what's inside and throwing the rest onto the shelves and floors. Pulling off of the highway to publicly clean and gut the roadkill lying there in front of anyone that passes by. Stealing animals from farmers and leaving their severed heads at the side of an old school where children play.
So, David Muir, Kamala Harris, left-wing pundits, liberal people, are these American citizens lying? Why would they get before a city council meeting, tell the same story about really specific things and lie about it? For what? Tell me why.
Relieving themselves in public, making some barbaric stew out of the birds that live in our park. This is insanity, and it has to stop. What will become of Springfield? Where will we be in 5 years? The thought terrifies me.
There have been firsthand reports of wrong-way drivers on one-way streets, drivers ignoring stop signs, and red lights and other traffic issues. There is the impact on businesses having to deal with language, cultural differences. There is the strain on public resources, both governmental and private services.
There's more to this video, but I have another video. I think my man right here is in the other video I'm going to show. And this is from A Star on YouTube, Tyler Oliveira. Shout out to Tyler Oliveira. You have a great channel, sir. I appreciate what you do. And we don't like those who want to abuse the copyright system, if you know what I'm talking about. Shout out to you, Tyler. I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about the other guy who did that to you, Tyler. I'm on your side. So let's watch this. Tyler went to Springfield and talked to the people. He spoke to the Haitians and to the Americans. And I observed something about both particular groups of people. And I'll tell you what it is in a little bit. Let's watch.
Don't wave at me, you sorry f***ing sand.
There was Haitians in a white van driving around the neighborhoods, collecting cats, skinning them and eating them.
In my opinion, they're worthless. Bunch of worthless f***ing sands.
They're getting thousands of dollars in government assistance, even the cash assistance cards. They're calling them the magic money cards because they never run out.
Managers are nothing but a headache. All they're doing is raising our rent and our taxes and wrecking vehicles.
Everybody wants to make this into a race issue. It's not a race issue. It's culture, it's accountability, and it's respect.
Since June, they took me off of, I'm a vet. They took me off of the disability.
You're a veteran and you're competing with some of the resources they're getting. You just came in here?
Yeah.
Didn't I say that? Didn't I say you're going to have vets and everybody else competing for resources with the migrants? Didn't I say that? So I don't want to hear from nobody from the community, no liberal talking about, oh, your Uncle Tom. All right, man, look, that's fine. If you want to tell me that you have a IQ below 75, you could just say that rather than calling me a name to do it. You understand? But I digress before I get more triggered.
Need some solutions. I'm losing my mind.
This is Springfield, Ohio. What was once a small town in Ohio, home to roughly 60,000 working-class Americans, until 20,000 plus Haitian immigrants flooded into town with rumors of them eating the neighbors' cats and local geese.
What did you do? Why'd you kill the cat? Did you eat that cat?
Now, this video right here was of a woman eating the cat, but this was a lady in a different part of Ohio, and I believe she was a Black American. So what the media will do is say, hey, you posted this video is fake, and then try to debunk the whole story. But no, there is a problem with the cats and the geese and the cars and the language barrier and a bunch of other stuff.
Did you eat it? No, why'd you kill it?
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets.
And causing car accidents left and right, and driving locals out of their homes by paying above-market rental prices with welfare subsidized by the American taxpayer.
That is wild. Hey, You want to get an apartment. You want to be an American citizen, right? You want to work and you want to try to find somewhere to live. Well, check it out. You're not going to be able to get that because the Haitian has all this government money and they can pay more than you for that same home. And if you're living in the property, you might get kicked out by the landlord so they can rent to 18 Haitians and get all that money from the government.
Are these Haitians eating cats? How did they travel 2,000 plus miles from Haiti all the way to Ohio? And do the locals and their new Haitian neighbors get along? I pulled up to Springfield myself to see if this was real or overblown fake news.
A lot of this is alleged because I truly don't know what's going on, and neither does Twitter. Twitter is relying off of a few images and a few Reddit threads, and there are rumors that Haitians are taking neighbors' cats and eating them. Are you from Haiti by chance? Does everyone get along here in Springfield?
Yes.
Good?
Good.
Motherfuckers are worthless. Bunch of worthless sand. Yeah.
When did the Haitian neighbors come and move here?
I'm going to say probably 5 months ago.
Okay. I spoke to a few of them in French.
They're everywhere. They're up there. Don't wave at me, you sorry sand. I tell them like it is. Man, I don't like them. I don't like them, and I want them to know I don't like them.
Now, the media will try to call this man a racist because he's calling them sand monkeys or whatever, but this guy right here, I know a lot of guys just like that. They'd be your very best friend as long as you don't act crazy, as long as you don't act up, as long as you don't disrupt peace. They'll be your very best friend. They will give you the tar off their back. They will put down their life for you. But if you coming in and acting crazy and doing whatever, that's when you're going to get a bunch of N-words and everything else. Okay? I'm not saying he'll do that. I don't want to call him you understand what I'm saying? You know exactly what I'm talking about. As long as you don't act crazy, you would never have no problems.
Back up and move back to Haitieville, where the fuck you're from.
Why did you come here to Springfield?
In Springfield, pour me venir travailler, pour me chercher une vie meilleure. Moi, c'est haïtien.
Okay.
Springfield.
Okay. Do you plan on living here for much longer?
Yeah.
I heard there were rumors of Haitians eating the neighbor's cats and a Canadian goose. Is that
Pay close attention to his answer.
True or completely false?
No. Même pas. Je vais au courant de ça.
Okay.
M'ba di bagay mais moi m'ba au courant. Et tout m'ba kwe ça tout.
I don't know. I'm not going to say it don't exist. I'm not going to say that, every now and again, somebody might get a duck or a cat and go ahead and eat that for a celebration, for a birthday party, or something like baby shower. I'm not going to say it didn't happen, but I don't know. I don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing. Hey, did you see that guy get deleted right in front of you in broad daylight? Hey, I didn't see nothing. I don't know nothing. The blood's on your shirt. I didn't see nothing. I don't know nothing. That's what I get. He's a liar. Lying.
Okay.
Oh, but it's an education problem. Maybe they got an education problem. Maybe that's why they skinned the cat and ate it. Maybe that's why they sold the cat lady's cats and ate them.
Okay.
We've lost a whole bunch of cats. There was a van pulled over that had over 100 cats in it with the Haitians. They said they was eating them.
Actually?
Yeah.
Not fake news.
Not fake news.
So a van was collecting cats and eating them.
I watched it happen, yeah. Watched them get pulled over with the cats and admit to the police that they was eating them.
You're not.
Now, David Muir, do I believe you from Los Angeles or wherever you do your news, or do I believe this man who's right there in the town? He's right there. He's talking to that guy in the town. Yes, it's happening. Yes, it's happening. Why would he make that up?
Not joshing with me.
No, I'm almost 50 years old, buddy. No.
You don't mess around.
No.
Twitter is saying the Haitians are eating cats and can't drive. Is that true? True or no?
No.
No? Okay.
I believe it. Like, I've heard rumors about them taking the geese and killing them and eating them, so I try to stay clear away. Because I've even heard about them eating the eggs over there, so I'm like, okay, that's kind of disturbing. Not.
There he is. This is your guy right here?
Yes. Okay. So far, so good. I haven't had no issues, but they kind of know us.
And are they chill?
They're all right, I guess. I don't pay no mind to them.
And they're everywhere. They take our fucking apartments. The landlords make the people move out so they can rent to the Haitians to get more money. It's bullshit. You go to the grocery store, there's no fucking groceries because, they give them $3,000 a fucking month plus food stamps. I'm an American.
Yeah.
Just like you.
Yeah.
And these motherfuckers come from Haitianville or wherever the fuck they're from, and they get everything. They get medical care paid and everything. It's bullshit.
Where are they getting the money?
Are they from Pétionville? Probably, because he's saying Haitianville. They probably come from Pétionville in Haiti. That's interesting. That's very interesting. They probably come from one place. You know what? Okay, I got a little bit of a theory here. Somebody probably went to Pétionville and got all them to come up here. That's probably what happened.
Money.
The government. They said it's a fucking program for them to...
For, like, migrants, like asylum seekers?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're like roaches, man.
Yeah, I can get along with them as long as they don't go pulling their crazy machetes when they're out mowing their grass with it.
Have they brought out machetes?
Oh, yeah. That's how they trim their yard.
Actually?
Yeah. It surprised me they let them all in, but I think that if they're going to come in, they should be legal and not illegal, and I don't see why they're giving them all this money and everything like that when our people are the ones suffering for all this, for them coming in. I'm getting ready to be homeless. They're getting ready to sell my house because of the Haitians.
Do you think a Haitian will move in?
Yeah, they're coming Wednesday to look at it.
Actually?
Yeah, and when they buy this house, we'll both be out here on the streets.
So people are going homeless. They don't have anywhere to live because of migrants. And again, the migrants are getting money from the government. That's the key. That's the key element. They're getting money from the government to do all this.
You got nowhere to go. We're on fixed income.
Are Haitians paying rent? Are they paying their bills? Are they being paid to live here?
They're being paid to live here. I don't see why they'd have to pay rent if they're being paid to be here.
Who's paying them?
The government. Okay. And that's our biggest issue too, is they're taking our schools over and they're running the Americans out of our own countries, it feels like.
This country has gone to hell. 12 motherfuckers that live there, and there's another 7 or 8 lives right here in this corner house.
And that door, yeah.
And 4 of them just moved in here. They ain't in there.
Do you think you'll sell the house to a Haitian family one day?
Hell no. I wouldn't give them motherfuckers the sweat off my balls if they was dying of thirst. I'm for real, man. I
get it.
I am sick of them. I don't give a fuck if they put a Haitian in every fucking house. I'll be the only white person here.
Twitter is saying that Haitians are kidnapping the neighbors' cats and eating them. Is that true or false? I gotta ask the hard questions here.
I don't know.
No. Okay. Why is everyone coming here?
Haïtien vini ici pour travail, mais manger chat, non. Parce que non, pas manger chat, non, chat, non. Si nous besoin viande, manger viande, aller dans Walmart, non acheter, mais manger chat, Haïtien, pas manger chat.
Okay. Why did you leave?
So if you guys didn't understand that, he says, we come here to work. If we want to get meat, we go to Walmart. We don't eat cats. Haitians don't eat cats.
Haiti.
Moi, te quitté Haïti parce que dans le moment pays, ti un petit gens gain problème politique, te gain des autres qui passé, so de juste essayer quitter jusqu'à ce que ça arrangé pour me retourner dans le pays.
Barbecue? Civil War? Like
Moi pas connais aucun.
I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing about no gangs, man. I'm not gang related, man. I don't know nothing about no gangs. I don't know no names. I don't know barbecue. I don't know who nothing. Okay, I didn't do nothing.
Moun seulement juste un problème, mais c'est déplacé. Même pas qu'on aucun nom de personne soit cap.
No names.
Okay, so just family and friends told him to come here to Springfield? Could you ask him that?
Yeah, his friend.
I see. Okay. Merci.
Okay.
I don't eat cat.
Okay.
I don't eat cat. Ha ha ha. They know it's a problem in Haiti. They know it's a problem, but they wouldn't like say, "Oh, it's not us." They know it's an issue. They know it is.
Okay. She clarified, I don't eat cat.
See how that trash can is right there?
Right there. Yep.
Okay, every Haitian house you go around, it's honestly filled to the brim. There's trash that leaks out onto the corner, everywhere, but we're expected to live clean environment. Sure. And then on top of that, with the rise of immigrants and they get assisted living freely, it makes it harder for people like me or somebody else who doesn't get assisted living to find affordable housing.
Are they driving the housing costs up around here?
Yeah. Like nobody.
Big time?
Yeah, like.
What are we talking?
Okay. Honestly, in my opinion, it'll be a surprise if I don't get kicked out so they can boost up the rate on this place. They'll probably fix it.
I see.
Get it where it's looking better and boost the rate up on it. They pay $1,200 a month.
How much money does...
All right, I'm going to go ahead a little bit. I ain't going to play too much more of this, but shout out to y'all for watching. All right, let's watch this here.
Many people, veterans, mostly white people that are homeless, living on the streets, has nothing to eat. But these people have brand new houses, brand new cars. I'm having a hell of a time finding a job because they want the Haitian. They're getting thousands of dollars in government assistance. I worked retail before I lost my job back in April. When I do transactions, I can see what comes across on certain cards. I'm not trying to be nosy. I don't want to know what you get. But when a Haitian comes through and spends $500 in food stamps and still has $5,000 on their food assistance card.
$5,000?
$5,000. Would you like to know what the Haitians are calling the food assistance cards?
Tell me.
Even the cash assistance cards. They're calling them the magic money cards because they never run out. I'm homeless. I'm jobless. I'm sleeping on friends' couches because I can't get government assistance because I come from the wrong country, apparently.
You all get along out here or what?
We don't socialize with them that much. Okay. I mean, they walk up and down the street. They do their.
Now there was one part where she said she spoke on the geese. I'm gonna go ahead a little bit and then I'll keep on moving here. But she did speak on the geese.
My mom actually seen a post on Facebook. There was Haitians in a white van driving around the neighborhoods collecting cat.
For what?
Skinning them and eating them. Snyder Park, our actual park. If a Haitian is caught walking the grounds down there, they can get arrested because they're going down there and they're killing the Canadian geese so they can take them home and eat them.
So is she a liar? I mean, that's you know, I ain't gonna show my man's whole video. I ain't gonna show Tyler's whole video. Again, that's Tyler Oliveira. Tyler Oliveira on the YouTube, one of the best. He going to different places, talking to people, going to, different locations. He's great. Shout out to him. But are they lying? Why so specific? If you're a Haitian and you get caught down at the park, you can get arrested because it's a thing where they go down there to steal the Canadian geese and eat them. So when Trump said that they're eating the dogs and the people are saying it. So who's lying? The people are saying it. Trump's saying it. We're saying it. So the media, the news media, the people up top, the brass, the suits, they know what's going on. We don't. All right. So it is what it is. Sav says she's definitely a liar. She's a junkie. You think a junkie is going to be so articulate? You think junkie is going to be out there being able to be so specific like that? I mean, come on. Especially nowadays when everything is fentanyl, she's going to be pretty much sleeping on her feet, slobbing and everything else. She's not going to be able to be so specific with what's happening. All right. Kelly Williams says, ABL, you need to find someone who has been on the missionary travel. They will tell you how bad Haiti is. I can imagine. Yeah, I'm not even really surprised. I'm not surprised at all. Yeah, so that's what's happening out there in Springfield, Ohio. Okay. Now, let's keep on moving here. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That helped me out tremendously. Shout out to you, Miss JoJo. Miss JoJo says, I understand Creole language and some of the translations were wrong. Well, was it anything that would it have changed the context of the conversation? Like, let me know something that might have, changed that. And then also, sometimes the words could be correct, but the context is incorrect. So they say something different other than what the translation says. Let me know how they mess it up. I'm kind of interested in that. But yeah, like I said, man, I don't care what color they are. At the end of the day, if you come into the country, you got to do right. When in Rome, do as the Romans. It's just that simple. That's like when people go to Dubai and want to act up and then they get locked up. Yeah, because you can't just do whatever you want wherever you go. You want to do what you can do sometimes in America and get away with it with a slap on the wrist or something in these soft inner city areas. Go to Dubai and try to do that. You might get sent to the penitentiary to make big rocks to little rocks. And I do mean make big rocks to little. Okay, the Burj Khalifa, all that kind of stuff in Dubai, UAE is beautiful, right? Go to prison, go to jail and see how different it is. You ain't getting no marble floors in your penitentiary. You're going to get a hole in the ground and a bunch of guys that's straight from Africa and Saudi Arabia, Yemen. You're going to get some Yemeni rebel fighters. You're going to get all of that in there with you. So don't go over there and try to act crazy. When in Rome, do as the Romans, regardless of where you are, what color you are. Okay? And please, definitely, please stop spamming me. Please stop. If you're spamming me, please stop. I saw your message the first time. I promise I did. Please stop. All right. Let me see. Somebody says also seen one where an Asian lady was hysterically screaming at one that had her cat burning the hair off, cooking it on the fire on the sidewalk. Not lies. You know this. Yeah, I mean, hey, it is what it is. Now, let's keep on. Let's kind of lighten things up a little bit because that's pretty heavy. We're going to get to the debate in just a minute here. But your man Joe Biden wore a MAGA hat. He sure did wear the MAGA hat. Now, of course, there's context to everything, so I'll show you the whole video and the audio so you can see what happened here. Now, I'm not sure where he is. Let me see. Yeah, I'm not sure where he is. If y'all know where in the country Joe Biden is right here, let me know. But, you know, you got a bunch of guys sitting around, and one of the old timers has on the MAGA hat. So I guess he offered him the hat and he said H no, and then people in the audience are saying, put it on. Now, my man right here, Secret Service agent, is nervous. Nervous. Don't put that hat on, sir. That's what that looked like. That little motion right there. Look, if you didn't catch it. See right there? He don't want the person to try and give it directly to Biden. He's trying to like intercept it right there. You see that hand? And then and then he's putting it on, and the agent is still trying to like make sure he's good. All right, so that happened. I have another angle of it. Maybe I can hear what he said more. Or maybe not. So this is him putting it on. Now, come on, man. Why would you put on the MAGA hat? That's going to be memes all day long. Are you doing that? Memes all day long. But yeah, that's the president, I suppose. He finally got off the beach and put a suit on and was able to stay up past 4 p.m. potentially. Well, this might be early in the morning. He might be, 10 a.m. out here with the MAGA hat on, and then they're rolling back in the White House or back to the beach. He'll go right back to the beach and be in bed by 4 p.m. That's what's going to happen with your man Joe Biden. Okay, that is what's going on. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okay. Now I'm gonna show my man right here. I gotta censor all this action. Yeah, I gotta censor that action, man. We can't be showing all that to the kids. Okay. This guy is being interviewed by my main man James Klug out there on the beach somewhere. About Kamala.
Look, I'm going to vote for Kamala Harris. She could run over a child live on TV. I'm going to vote for Kamala Harris. I'm never going to vote for Trump.
That's gnarly.
But the fact is, even though I think she'll make a good president, she's not a good candidate. If you remember from when she ran before, she tends to get real irritated with stuff she doesn't like. She's not real fast on her feet. Maybe she's better now. But live events, things like that, I don't know, man. I don't think she's going to do so well in the debate.
So do you guys think Kamala did well? Do you think she did not do well? I think she spoke okay, but people are comparing Kamala speaking to Joe Biden because Joe Biden pretty much got 2 feet in the, you know what I mean? So she's going to sound better than him because it's not that difficult to sound better than a guy that's barely living. You understand? So that's not a difficult bar to climb over, to hop over. But did she do well? Did she perform well? Did she express herself well? Did she answer the questions well? And also, what's up with the moderators? The moderators were on her side. Do you guys know that Lindsay Davis, one of the moderators is AKA, which is Kamala's sorority? Did you know that? And if you know about black folks in the sororities, that is like being part of a gang. That's like being some kind of blood crip, something like that, without the shooting and drugging and whatnot. But it's like that. Okay. You in the courtroom and you got a fellow capper or something like that, you might be okay. Now, here's a video that inspires some hope. You got black mom and daughter. And my man is asking her, who's my man? This, I think, I forget his name. Young guy. It's not Shaney Rich. I forget who this is. But he's asking them, who do they want to see win the debate, Trump or Kamala?
You guys
all right.
Hope to win the debate.
I want Trump.
I want Kamala Harris, yeah.
Are you guys mother and daughter?
Yes.
And what makes you want to vote for Donald Trump?
Because I'm tired of the Biden administration. They've done nothing. They haven't protected us.
And what makes you want to vote for Kamala Harris?
I think she's the lesser evil of the two, and I think she's pretty moderate for a liberal, and I look forward to her policies.
I don't think she knows enough, and she's doing the same thing Biden did, and they say they're for blacks and different equality. I don't believe it.
I think Kamala is very smart for not making any campaign promises. A lot of people are projecting onto Kamala, but she hasn't publicly made a lot of promises.
So this woman, this young girl, young lady, thinks that Kamala is smart for not making any kind of campaign promises. So you're supposed to vote for her and you don't know any of her positions, no policy, no nothing. Why would I do that? It makes no sense. Okay, I need my grass cut. And I'm calling around and I get a guy on the phone and I say, hey man, you got any pictures of your work? Any, landscaping pictures? You know what? I don't have nothing, man. I'm just kind of out here doing my thing. Can I see your equipment? Like what you got, man? I'm gonna just come out there with something, man. Why would I hire them to cut my grass? It doesn't make any sense. I want to go to your website. I want to see your portfolio of work. I want to see what you can do. Can you do retaining walls? Can you do the shrubs? Can you do the aeration overseeing? Can you do all that for me? Can you install a sprinkler system? Do you have any evidence of this? Any testimonials? Any reviews? Nothing? Why would I hire you versus the guy that has testimonials and reviews across the same thing you do? It'll make no sense.
I think she doesn't know enough.
Who doesn't?
Kamala. She doesn't know enough.
I think she knows.
Biden's crazy. The whole administration needs to be revamped. She's just you. When you vote for her, you're voting for Biden.
Why do you think Kamala hasn't announced any of her policies?
I think it's because she's able to reach a greater audience by not making promises, and because she doesn't make a lot of promises, people can't hold her accountable for things in the future that she hasn't promised.
Wouldn't you say that's kind of giving false hope to the people that are going to be voting for her without her saying what she's voting for?
Exactly.
I do think it does give false hope.
People don't like Trump because he has enough guts to say what he thinks. And people criticize him for that. Does he make mistakes like anybody else?
Like
half the politics are convicted felons. They just haven't been exposed and convicted.
There you go. Right on. So shout out to mama. Hopefully daughter is able to, kind of figure out what's going on. Big shout out to him. And shout out to the young man that's out there doing these interviews. Young boy's like 19. Shout out to him being out there in these streets. All right. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Hey, guess what I found? Hey, Kamala. Remember your old boyfriend, sugar daddy, Willie Brown? I do. The internet remembers him. All right, let's check it out. This is from a 1995 ABC profile of Downtown Willie Brown. Downtown Willie Brown, the former mayor of San Francisco and Kamala Harris's former sugar daddy. Now, I'm not making that up. I'm being dead serious. Check it out.
He's a rogue, all right, notorious for his flamboyant lifestyle. Flashy clothes, fancy parties, fine women.
Fine women. Is that what we doing? ABC, that's what we're going to categorize. We're going to the bars and all this, and we got to find women. Hold on. Let me go back a little bit. Let me start from the top.
He's a rogue, all right, notorious for his flamboyant lifestyle. Flashy clothes, fancy parties, fine women.
So they go the same old thing. Somebody asked her if she was his daughter. All right, that is Kamala, 1995, on Willie Brown's arm. Okay, let's do a little bit of quick math. Kamala is what, 60? This is the year 2024, 1995, 29 years ago. So she was what, 30, 31? Is my quick math correct? So pretty young, and Willie Brown was in his 60s at this point.
And fast cars.
You should from now on address me as the mayor.
There she go, right next to him.
If ever a man and a municipality were made for each other, it is this man, this place. He's a road.
All righty, so there we have it. Willie Brown. Just so you know where Kamala got to start. Just so we know what's going on here. All right. Now, you wanted to be the president for real? Is that what you want? Yeah, and he was married at the time, of course, and he was not married to Kamala. Kamala, I think Doug Emhoff might be your first husband, and she has no children. But yeah, at the time, she's 31. Willie Brown was married and in his 60s, and that's how she was able to ascend after this whole situation. Then she became the attorney general, senator, and now the vice president of the USA. That's how that worked. All right. Yeah, so shout out to her. Shout out to her. But I want you guys to just see, hey, I just want transparency. All I want is transparency. Okay. Here's an interesting video with Uncle Luke. Okay, Uncle Luke, these people have no relevance. I think a lot of these older entertainers that lean left, they are probably getting paid from the Democratic Party to say certain things. But the funny part is that they don't even have any relevance. It just kind of stealing money for real. Because who's listening to Luther Campbell for political advice? Not I.
Because, you know, all of us can be traced back to the original tribe, you know, based on body size and shape and all that. And so went back, and in the original people who are still there, no such heart disease. Wow. No such high blood pressure. Well, what happened? 400 years of slavery happened.
Yes. Yeah. So heart disease, diabetes, and whatnot, 400 years of slavery. There's so much wrong with that. First, before I even address this, Willie Brown is still living. He's 90 years old. He is 90 years old. So again, he was born 1934. 1994, he would have been right at 60. Right at 60. Okay. So, and she was 30. That's a big age gap. I mean, I don't mind an age gap, but anyway, and he was married. But yeah, the whole thing about the food and the slavery, first of all, was it 400 years? 1619 or whatever to 1865 is not 400 years. Number two, all of Americans are battling with heart disease and diabetes. I hate people that try to make it be a race thing because it's an American thing. Okay. When I go to these restaurants where it be black folks, white folks, Puerto Rican, Candy Stripe folks, I'm seeing the same big portion sizes on everybody's plate. I'm seeing the same big Flintstone sized ribs on everybody's plate. They're getting appetizers and drinks and cookies and cakes and pies and all that good stuff. It don't really matter what color they are. When I go to the grocery store in the first of the month, if I don't see migrants just doing whatever they want to do, I'm seeing Americans and everybody else cart full of colorful boxes. So it affects everybody. It's not a black thing. It's not a black thing. The reason why you didn't see it before is because you didn't have all this garbage food on the shelves. Simple. Very, very simple. All right. And my man right here, shout out to him. He's funny. I just want to play this video right quick to see what he says.
I come from a long line of tough, trailblazing and phenomenal women. My grandmother would go into villages in India and because she was Indian and lived in India, and she would go to the villages in India. It was a famous story in our family. My grandfather would say she was going to be the end of his career. But my grandmother would go into the villages with a bullhorn, talking with the women about the need to have access to reproductive.
What a lot of scum! This is the biggest bullshit I've ever heard in my entire life. Kamala, your grandmother didn't talk about reproductive health in 1960s Chennai, India?
Chennai, yeah, that's like the South. Ain't no abortion going on down there. Ain't no way.
I talked to all my family members in Chennai, and they said nobody was talking about reproductive health. They told me, why the fuck would we need birth control? We are Indians. That is how we multiply. Kamala, your grandmother was getting water from the well. and cutting goats' heads off to make goat curry in the village. Kamala, do you not know that your own community has to spread its seed? We are Indians. Why the fuck would we need birth control? Scum!
So shout out to him. Funny guy. Funny guy. But he's right on though. And Chennai, India, like birth control, really? Like ain't no way. Okay, you're gonna control them goats and them livestocks and things of this nature. Okay, that's what you're gonna control. You're gonna control the spice content in your curry. That's what you're gonna control. Birth control, huh? Like she just says anything. Oh yeah, the gumbo gonna be fire, super fire. Yeah, lit beyond belief. But yeah, Kamala just says anything as she did during the actual debate. Okay, which we're going to go ahead and get to. We got quite a few of these here. Hold on. The slaves our ancestors had. And then, you know what? Here's another thing. Okay, so I keep hearing about Kamala's Indian grandmama and things of this nature. What did the black grandmama do? Huh? What did the black grandma do? What did your black pawpaw do? All I ever see is your dad, who might be biracial at best, not a full black person at all. I'm black. I know a black person when I see it. I know kind of like a biracial mix or something like this. How you going to be mulatto, black and white, and then produce with a full blood Southern Indian woman and then produce a black person? Make that make sense. You got VJ Singh over there. VJ Singh at best, not even the Tiger Woods. You got VJ Singh over there. Okay, that's what you got right now. All right, let's stop playing games. All right, you got a golf phenomenon. You don't have Barack Obama's little sister. You don't have that. And even he's stretching it. Obama looked like her dad, kind of. They got that same kind of aesthetic, black and white, whatever. They got the same kind of thing. But Kamala, it's like if Obama did not marry Michelle and marry, a white lady or something like this from Hawaii, and then they produce kids. You're talking about Steph Curry at best. Come on, man. What are we talking about? But anyway, I'm getting way off track. Let's go to the debate. Very first question. Do you think that Americans are better off today than they were 4 years ago?
When it comes to the economy, do you believe Americans are better off than they were 4 years ago?
So I was raised as a middle-class kid. And I am actually the only person on this stage who has a plan that is about lifting up the middle class and working people of America. I believe in the ambition, the aspirations, the dreams of the American people. And that is why I imagine and have actually a plan to build what I call an opportunity economy. Because here's the thing. We know that we have a shortage of homes and housing. And the cost of housing is too expensive for far too many people. We know that young families need support to raise their children, and I intend on extending a tax cut for those families of $6,000, which is the largest child tax credit that we have given in a long time, so that those young families can afford to buy a crib, buy a car seat, buy clothes for their children.
Meanwhile, you trying to, okay, the funny part about what's happening, Kamala is in office right now, right? So you're making campaign promises while in office. If you're in office, why you can't get these things done right now? First, somebody's going to respond to me and say she's the vice president, not the president. Okay, does she have no power? She says that she was the deciding vote on the Inflation Reduction Act and the other thing that passed, but ain't do nothing but just give a bunch of money to illegal aliens. So you have the power. The money you're talking about right now pales in comparison to what you signed off on to give to the illegal aliens. A lot of those inflation reduction, a lot of those bills, a lot of that had pork or whatever you want to call it in it that has now gone to the migrants. That's what's happening. So you're making promises for the American people, but your administration right now is giving money to the illegal aliens, much more than your little $6,000. You could take that and shove it for real. How about you give me the 15 bands or whatever the Hispanics get if I needed it? How about you give me the 15 bands the Hispanics get, or the 5 and the 10,000 the Haitians get? How about that? Why do I need 6,000 for a child tax credit when they getting all that? They're getting more than that every month. Every month they're getting that. Okay, so I don't. The six, like, what is the $6,000 in the greater context of things? And you got inflation going through the roof still. You're gonna try to print money to pay for that, so it's gonna be worth less than what it is right now if you were to get in office. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Here's another good part right here, of course, one of my favorite parts, where Trump, like I was saying earlier, Trump did not interrupt her at all. He let her speak and let her get her point across. And I thought that was a good strategy because, in my humble opinion, when Kamala speaks, you are able to take what she says and then take it, do your own research. And also, you can kind of like see her facial expressions and how goofy she is. People pay attention to that type of stuff. But I digress.
In Minnesota, she went out. Wait a minute. I'm talking now. If you don't mind, please. Does that sound familiar?
Don't lie.
She went out.
This right here, this moment when she was starting to talk again, and then he kind of like darted his eyes over and stopped talking for a minute or a second. Trump, I'm telling you, the timing, the comedic timing is perfect. Perfect. Like stand-up comedians might practice that kind of timing. That right there is just all natural. But he did not interrupt her at all. And I think she did that whole I'm talking thing to Mike Pence when they were running. What was that? Was it 2020? Oh, no. Yeah, 2020. Because she was a VP pick from Biden. So she did not debate Mike Pence during the presidential thing. She was debating him as a vice president. It was a VP debate. All right. But a lot of these facial expressions, look at this. I mean, if I'm wanting to vote for somebody, I want the guy that's like no nonsense, straight face, looking like if he headbutts you, your whole thing is going to be split from the top to the bottom, from the side to the side, window to the wall. You're going to be toast. I want that kind of guy, blockhead, straightforward, dead serious, video game protagonist. I don't want this lady, man, to be my leader. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I don't want her as my leader. Okay, and I don't care what color she is. I don't care what she identifies as. You can identify as a space alien. So what? Don't care. It's not going to make a difference. And here's something about Trump. You know, they're talking about, oh, he's against abortion. He wants to. The media lie so much. The media have turned the repealing of Roe v. Wade into a total abortion ban. And then they also say that Trump wants to ban IVF, which is completely not true. The whole thing with Roe v. Wade is that it left abortion up to the federal government. And there was a bunch of people that said, we don't want it to be this way. We want it to go far this way. We want it to go far that way. We don't want it to be this way. So rather than that being a point of contention, they brought it back to the states. So every state can decide what they want to do with abortion. If you live in California and you want to delete your kids up until the point of birth, then so be it if your people want that. I should hope and pray you don't want that, but that's y'all state, okay? They do all kind of stuff out in California. You could smoke crack openly. Hey, you know what? Come to California. We got sun and fun and it's paradise and you love it. And if you want to smoke crack on the beach, go ahead. If you want to delete your baby at the point of birth, when the woman is starting to dilate, hey, go ahead, no problem. Go ahead, because it's California. Me personally, I don't want to live in California because of that type of energy. It might be nice, might be beautiful weather, but I'm not trying to see somebody blow crack smoke in my face at the 7-Eleven. You understand what I'm saying? I got my flip-flops on trying to go down to the beach. Next thing I know, somebody coughing and crack smoke is right in my eyelids. I don't want that. I like to go in a more civilized place. Also, I have a suggestion. Hear me out, please. Hear me out. Maybe we should become more like the European Union to a certain extent. And maybe I'm saying this incorrectly, but I think there should be some visas and passports to leave certain states. Okay. And maybe even a tariff or something. All right. I'm going to just say this. Californians, it's like a virus, man. The good Californians, shout out to you guys. I appreciate you guys for being who you are. A lot of you guys watch me from California. I appreciate you so much. But some of your neighbors that you know are crazy are infecting us. They're infecting us like a virus all over the place. And they got money. They buying up houses and everything, but they bring a disgusting kind of behavior with them. So maybe there should be some kind of close the southern border up and then close some of these state borders up as well. At least for like home ownership, okay? You want to just travel to Tennessee, okay, cool. But you want to like buy a house here, can we get some proof of residency for a certain period of time? can you take a state test or something like this? Okay, that's what I want to do. If I could just have my way, that might not ever be a thing, but I hope that it would be a thing. I really do, because I've had enough of them. All right, but let me go ahead and play this about the abortion situation. Check it out.
What she says is an absolute lie. And as far as the abortion ban, no, I'm not in favor of abortion ban, but it doesn't matter because this issue has now been taken over by the states. What she said.
So that's the whole thing about the states, taken over by the states. The states have the ability to decide, and that should be what it is. All right. Let's go a little bit more on this. IVF, abortion, all that kind of stuff.
We don't have to discuss it because she'd never be able to get it, just like she couldn't get student loans. They couldn't get student loans. They didn't even come close to getting student loans. They taunted young people and a lot of other people that had loans. They can never get this approved. So it doesn't matter what she says about going to Congress. Well, wonderful. Let's go to Congress, do it. But the fact is that for years they wanted to get it out of Congress and out of the federal government. And we did something that everybody said couldn't be done. And now you have a vote of the people on abortion.
Vice President Harris, I want to give you your time to respond. But I do want to ask, would you support any restrictions on a woman's right to an abortion?
I absolutely support reinstating the protections of Roe v. Wade. And as you rightly mentioned, nowhere in America is a woman carrying a pregnancy to term and asking for an abortion. That is not happening. It's insulting to the...
Kamala, how can you say that with 100% certainty? How can you really say that? All of us here in this chat, you've been watching live streams, you've been watching anything, the news, whatever. We've seen some crazy things. So don't just say, oh, don't nobody... Come on, man. Like, that's crazy to say that. Like, nobody wants that. Yes, they do want that. We've seen people say that they want it up until the point of conception. I mean, birth, basically.
The women of America, and understand what has been happening under Donald Trump's abortion bans. Couples who pray and dream of having a family are being denied IVF treatments. What is happening in our country? Working people, working women who are working 1 or 2 jobs, who can barely afford childcare as it is, have to travel to another state to get on a plane sitting next to strangers to go and get the health care she needs. Barely can afford to do it, and what you are putting her through is unconscionable.
Her voice, I can't stand.
And the people of America have not, the majority of Americans believe in a woman's right to make decisions about her own body. And that is why in every state where this issue has been on the ballot, in red and blue states both, the people of America have voted for freedom.
Vice President Harris,
excuse me, I have to respond. Another lie. It's another lie. I have been a leader on IVF, which is fertilization. The IVF, I have been a leader. In fact, when they got a very negative decision on IVF from the Alabama courts, I saw the people of Alabama and the legislature 2 days later voted it in. I've been a leader on it. They know that, and everybody else knows it. I have been a leader on fertilization, IVF. And the other thing, you should ask, will she allow abortion in the 8th month, 9th month, 7th month?
Come on.
Okay, would you do that? Why don't you ask her that question?
Why don't you answer
the
question? Would you
because
veto?
Under Roe v.
Answer
Wade,
the question, would you veto?
You could do abortions in the 7th month, the 8th month, the 9th
That's
month,
not true.
and probably after birth. Just look at...
I think there's, I want to say 6 states that allow abortion in the 9th month. Y'all, if I'm wrong, please fact check me.
The governor, former governor of Virginia. The governor of Virginia said, we put the baby aside and then we determine what we want to do with the baby.
President Trump, thank you.
Yeah, so that's what's going on with the abortion thing. I think Trump is pretty moderate on the abortion issue. If you ask me, he's not against it necessarily. He believes in the 3 exceptions: sexual assault, incest, life of the mother. He believes in that, and he believes in the state's rights to choose. He's not like a hardline person. He's pretty moderate when it comes to that. He's moderate on a lot of these issues like this, but people want to paint him as being some type of far-right extremist when that's far from the truth. He's really more of a moderate person. A guy that should be able to be unifying because he can appeal to both sides, but the media don't like him because they have a very delicate system And when Trump comes in, he's like a bull in the china shop, disrupting the balance. Okay, they got things they have things done a certain way, and they feel like they're doing the best thing for the country, the best thing for the world, and the best thing for the people, even if we suffer as a result. Even if we get flooded with fentanyl and illegal aliens and all that kind of stuff, they think they're doing the best thing for us. They make decisions from over there. They're in D.C. That's why I hate the federal government, because, okay, you're in, Capitol Hill, D.C., that area, taking all this federal money, living a certain way. You don't know what's going on with the average everyday person. You have no idea what's going on with the average everyday person. So I don't like it. And a lot of these reps, the House reps and senators, they don't know what's going on either, because they live in kind of a fantasy world too. A lot of them got big bags of money. They don't live like regular people, so they don't know what's going on for real. All right, let's keep on rocking and rolling. We got a lot more here. All right, and this is the Virginia governor. This is Ralph Northam. A few years back, I'm not quite sure what year this was, but this is a former Virginia governor, Ralph Northam. I remember him very well because I'm from Virginia. I remember when he got elected. I think he got on in 2018. I think he became the governor in 2018. And right when he became the governor is when I had moved away. Like right before that, I moved to Tennessee. All right, so let's watch this.
No exception. There was a very contentious committee hearing yesterday when Fairfax County Delegate Kathy Tran made her case for lifting restrictions on third trimester abortions, as well as other restrictions now in place. And she was pressed by a Republican delegate about whether her bill would permit an abortion even as a woman is essentially dilating, ready to give birth. And she answered that it would permit an abortion at that stage of labor. Do you support her measure, and explain her answer?
Yeah, and I wasn't there, Julie, and I certainly can't speak for Delegate Tran, but I would tell you, first thing I would say is this is why decisions such as this should be made by providers, physicians, and the mothers and fathers that are involved. There are, when we talk about third trimester abortions, these are done with the consent of obviously the mother, with the consent of the physicians, more than one physician, by the way. And it's done in cases where there may be severe deformities, there may be a fetus that's non-viable. So in this particular example, if a mother is in labor, I can tell you exactly what would happen. The infant would be delivered. The infant would be kept comfortable. The infant would be resuscitated if that's what the mother and the family desired. And then a discussion would ensue between the physicians and the mother.
So I mean, you could take from that what you want. Some are going to say that he's talking about a severely disabled or deformed baby that's going to die anyway. Some say he's talking about that, but in the clip of the doctor, they're talking about that distinction wasn't even really made. And we know a lot of people will say, all right, I changed my mind at 9 months. I'm a surrogate and the family, they bucked on me. They ain't paid me the rest of the money. So now I don't want the baby. You know that's going to happen. Like, let's not even play no games. We know how people are. So you could take it for however you want, but you see it right there. That's right. He's like, one thing you could say about Trump, you could say a lot, bombastic, loud, whatever, rude, whatever. Okay, that's fine if you believe that. That's an okay opinion to have. But a liar, where's a lie? Where's a lie? Because everything he said, we can research it and find it. Everything he said, we could research it and find it. Okay, now here's Kamala talking about she's not going to ban fracking. And by the way, this was a trending search topic, fracking, because a lot of normies don't know what that is. And like I said earlier, and if wrong, y'all correct me. Basically, it's a practice of cracking rock on the surface to get to natural gas, maybe oil beneath. And it's kind of a dirty process. There's a lot of water you got to put in there. It's a lot that goes into it. But Kamala said that she wanted to ban it, but then she said, no, I don't want to ban it. She flip-flopped. And then they were asking her, okay, so you flip-flop, why'd you do that? And she went back to the same old coached question. Well, my opinion is the same as it was back then. Avoiding the question. Let's not forget Kamala's a lawyer as well. Let's watch this.
I made that very clear in 2020. I will not ban fracking. There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking.
Finally putting an end to fracking once and for all.
What is the solution for voters in the fossil fuel industry?
Giving the workers an ability to transition.
Yeah, learn the code, right? Remember that whole thing? Yeah, you West Virginia coal miners, learn how to code because we're going to shut the plants down because we're trying to be environmentally friendly. Okay, we're environmentally friendly and we're going to bring these super heavy electric vehicles that are going to require more coal to operate. Why? Because how do you power the grid? Do you power the grid with sunshines and rainbows and pixie dust? Or do you power the grid with stuff like, I don't know, coal? Like, come on, man. Like, let's start playing games. 30% heavier, requires electricity. You want to put a bunch of EVs on the road, you're going to need more coal. But hey, learn the code until we come back in 10 years because we need you because we got to power the grid some kind of way. And we can't do it with these raggedy, big, bulky, can't recycle wind farms and solar panels.
They will have the intensive training to make the transition.
Coal miners.
Yes.
Oil field workers.
Yep.
Auto workers. Farmers.
Let's transition those folks.
If someone loses their job because of actions we take on climate change, that we try to get them a job.
So, I mean, there you have it right there. So shout out to Dave McCormick for that ad right there, because obviously energy is a big piece of the Pennsylvania economy. A lot of mountains out that way. So when somebody says that they're against fracking, they're against coal, they're against things of this nature, that's going to be a direct impact on your state. So if you're living out there, you might not want to vote for that person. And I think that they knew that Kamala would be a hard sell in Pennsylvania. That's why they wanted to get Josh Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania, to get a leg up. But obviously that didn't work because he's Jewish and a lot of Democrats don't like Jews right now for some reason. So, hey, it is what it is. That's just what's going on. Oh, and here was something else. The Transformers. Did you guys see the Transformers? Kamala says that she's in favor. Well, she said in 2019 in an ACLU questionnaire, she said that she would be in favor of transgender inmates in prison getting sex change surgeries, I suppose, on the house, right? From the federal government. All right, your name is Tyrone, but really you go by Tiana and you want to get your situation fixed. All right, cool. No problem. You could get a free operation on a taxpayer's dime. That's what she's in favor of. Check this out.
She was big on defund the police. In Minnesota, she was big on defund the police. In Minnesota.
So that's not true. I'm not big on defund the police. Really? You weren't? I think that you were. But that wasn't the clip I was looking for. I was looking for the clip where she's talking about I was looking for the one she's talking about this here. I think I had lost it. Oh, here we go. Yeah. There we go. I played the wrong clip. Let's play this one. There we go. All right. Chrome was trying to set me up, I suppose. Let's play this.
Now she wants to do transgender operations on illegal aliens that are in prison. Now she wants to do transgender operations on illegal aliens that are in prison.
So you want to defund the police. You had the whole thing. It was a tweet that she put up from, what was it, the Minneapolis Fund? Remember the whole George Floyd kerfuffle? And then you had guys getting locked up for that, which they should. She tweeted a link to some fund to help them get bail money. She did that. And the tweet's still up, by the way. If I can find it, I'll post it. And then in the ACLU questionnaire, she said that she would give illegal aliens free sex changes while they're in prison. All right. Now, I don't even know how you would say something like that. Like, that's just, I understand we got leftists and liberal policy, but come on, a transgender in prison. I mean, what did they do to deserve to get a sex change? All right. Like, what is going on? But let's go ahead and check this out. CNN reported this. CNN reported this story. Okay.
So in 2019, in what K-File found, she said she would cut funding to ICE, writing, quote, "Our immigrant detention system is out of control, and I believe we must end the unfair incarceration of thousands of individuals, families, and children. I was one of the first senators after President Trump was elected to advocate for a decrease in funding to ICE." Well, now, of course, she's touting the Biden administration's executive order to crack down on the border. K-File's Andrew Kaczynski joins me now. Andrew, that's pretty incredible on its own when you're talking about what you found here on ICE. What else did you find?
Yeah, and this was a questionnaire that she filled out for the ACLU, and this questionnaire is really an interesting snapshot in time of that 2019 Democratic primary. Kamala Harris was trying to get to the left of Bernie Sanders. She was trying to get to the left of Elizabeth Warren, and you really see that in a lot of these answers, and I want to walk our viewers through a little bit of what she said. Let's just take immigration and look at what she said here. She said on immigration, she made this open-ended pledge to end immigrant detention. She said she supported taxpayer-funded gender transition surgeries for detained migrants. She also said she supported
Taxpayer-funded gender transition surgeries for detained migrants. She actually said she supported that.
She both wrote and answered in the affirmative when she was asked this. And she said she also supported it for federal prisoners. Now, she also pledged to slash.
Imagine being in the federal penitentiary and a guy's getting the whole sex change for free. Illegal alien in federal penitentiary getting the sex change for free. Now, I'm seeing some of the comments talking about, hey, the guy's going to have fun in jail. Well, look, though, here's the other parts of that. A lot of these guys are now trying to go to women's prisons. Okay? So let's talk about that part. And then some of them still keep this situation, although they might do some other stuff, if you catch my drift. So imagine a transformer in the penitentiary getting the biological women pregnant. Oh, I got 2 moms. Do you really? Okie dokie. But that's what's going on. That's what she supports. That's not me. Hey, I'm not saying none of that. She said that. It was an ACLU questionnaire. She wrote it, and then she responded in the affirmative when she was asked again, when it was a follow-up. She said, yeah, I'm going to do that. Now, has she changed since 2019? What do you think when she selects a communist for her vice presidential pick? What do you think? Is it the same Kamala from back then, or is it a whole new person? What's going on? Oh, and this was really crazy. This was really, really crazy. The good people on both sides argument. Oh my goodness. I couldn't believe it when she did it. I could not believe it when she did it. Now watch this. Hold on.
Let's remember Charlottesville, where there was a mob of people carrying tiki torches, spewing anti-Semitic hate. And what did the president then at the time say? There were fine people on each side. Let's remember.
So Charlottesville, Kamala, I was completely shocked. But I guess the strategy is, hey, let's just say anything, even debunk things, because it will be debunked. Conservatives are debunkers, but we're going to put it out there because the ignorant people who don't know that it's fake are just going to eat it up. That's what they're doing. Again, they're banking on the ignorance of the populace, which is why the Department of Education sucks. Are they really trying to educate you, really? No, they're trying to keep you subservient. They're trying to keep you in a certain box. Trying to keep you in the box. That's all they're doing. They don't really want to educate you truly. Okay? They don't want to do that. Now, listen. This story is so fake about the good people on both sides that even Snopes debunked it. And we all know Snopes is a far left fact checker. Look at this. No, Trump did not. I'm on Snopes. Hold on. Snopes right here. You see it at the top. No, Trump did not call neo-Nazis and white supremacists very fine people. However, the accuracy of what Trump did claim, that there were very fine people on both sides of the 2017 Unite the Right debacle, is in question. It's not in question. What happened was there was a debate over the statue of, I think, what was that? Robert E. Lee on the campus of UVA, which is by Charlottesville, Virginia. So there was a protest or like a march over it, and you had regular normies on both sides. Some that said, let's keep the statue. Some that said, let's take the statue down. Then you bring in the online weirdos from the left and the right that want to come there and start trouble. The Antifa, the Klan or whoever, they come down there and start fighting. So when Trump says there are very fine people on both sides, he was excluding the bad actors that came down there to just start stuff. He was speaking about the regular normies that were at the thing for the purpose of the statue. It's simple. But of course, and then in the little soundbite that they had, the original soundbite, if you let the soundbite play, he says, and I don't mean the white supremacists or the neo-Nazis. He said that in the actual right here when he said it, he said that piece too. But of course, the media would just simply cut that part off and lie to you, as they always do, which is why the media sucks. Everybody knows it. The media is trash. Matter of fact, hold on. Can we just find that clip right quick? Can we just find that right quick? Hold on.
You had people in that group, excuse me, I saw the same pictures as you did. You had people in that group that were there to protest the taking down of, to them, a very, very important statue and the renaming of a park from Robert E. Lee to another name.
Robert E. Lee are not the same.
Well, no, George Washington was a slave owner. Was George Washington a slave owner? So will George Washington now lose his status? Are we going to take down, excuse me.
Yes, and to answer your question, Trump, yes, they did. While I'm taking some statues of George Washington down, even in D.C. at the university, George Washington University, they removed the bust of George Washington. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to take the man off the actual Mount Rushmore. I wouldn't be surprised to try to do something like that.
Are we going to take down statues to George Washington? How about Thomas Jefferson? What do you think of Thomas Jefferson? You like him?
I do.
Okay, good. Are we going to take down the statue? Because he was a major slave owner. Now we're going to take down his statue. So you know what? It's fine. You're changing history. You're changing culture. And you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists.
Let's pause. Let's go back.
History, you're changing culture, and you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists.
I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis or the white nationalists.
Because they should be condemned totally.
They should be condemned totally.
But you had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay? And the press has treated them absolutely unfairly. Now,
so what are we talking about here?
Left and white supremacists on the same moral plane.
I'm not putting anybody on a moral plane. What I'm saying is this. You had a group on one side and you had a group on the other, and they came at each other with clubs, and it was vicious, and it was horrible, and it was a horrible thing to watch. But there is another side. There was a group on this side, you can call them the left, or you've just called them the left, that came violently attacking the other group. So you can say what you want, but that's the way it is.
So, I mean, like, come on. Like, the whole good people on both sides thing is so whack. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. And that video right there, this is from back in 2017, August 2017. Okay, over 7 years ago. We still talking about this stuff. Still talking about this stuff. I don't see how what he said right there is in any kind of way wrong. AMG says, how does the media exclude that part? You know what the media does. They always do that. They always do that. They will tell you whatever. They will feed you a narrative that's not true at all. That's what they do. Okay, I'm kind of running out of time. I'm gonna try to get to a few more. I'm gonna try to get to a few more clips before we get to the calls. I know the lines are going to be on fire tonight. I already know it. So I'm gonna try to not spend too much time. I'm gonna try to spend some time on the calls as well. So let me see if I'm gonna play a couple more. Oh, all right. I'm gonna play this one. There's more clips I can play, but I'm out of time. I want to play this one just to go ahead and get to the super chats and then the calls. This one I liked a lot. Hold on.
I ask you this. You talk about the Capitol. Why are we allowing these millions of people to come through on the southern border? How come she's not doing anything? And I'll tell you what I would do, and I would be very proud to do it. I would say we would both leave this debate right now. I'd like to see her go down to Washington, D.C. during this debate, because we're wasting a lot of time. Go down to, because she's been so bad, it's so ridiculous. Go down to Washington, D.C. and let her sign a bill to close up the border, because they have the right to do it. They don't need bills. They have the right to do it. The President of the United States, you'll get him out of bed. You'll wake him up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Right. You'll say, come on down to the office. Let's sign a bill.
Even she laughed at the whole 4 p.m. situation with Joe Biden being in the bed. Even she's laughing at that. She couldn't help but laugh when Trump would say something that was funny.
If he signs a bill that the border is closed, all he has to do is say it to the Border Patrol, who are phenomenal. If they do that, the border is closed.
Exactly. Like Trump had the border relatively secure when he was in office. There wasn't there wasn't a migrant crisis. Were there migrants in the country? Yes, it always is. There's always migrants here, but it wasn't a crisis. We didn't have Aurora, Colorado, Chicago, Illinois, New York, Springfield, Ohio. We didn't have these things under Trump. We did not have these things under Trump. And when Biden came in, what did he do? Undo what Trump had done with executive orders and things of this nature. Okay, he undid those things. Now, I'm going to get some mouth breather to say, oh, because of the COVID pandemic, ABL, because of the COVID pandemic. Well, was there a COVID pandemic in 2017, 2018, 2019 when Trump was in office and there was no migrant crisis? Let's stop playing the games. Let's stop playing the games. Under Trump, we had a better economy, better border, better foreign policy. Everything was better. We didn't have Israel, Palestine jumping off. We didn't have the Taiwan red flag popping up. We didn't have Ukraine and Russia going at each other, hitting Moscow, hitting Kyiv, and things of this nature. We didn't have that thing going on. But now we do under the Biden administration, the Biden-Harris administration. It was funny hearing Kamala speak. I'm not Joe Biden. I can't tell. You the vice president right now. Who the president? So let's stop playing games. You're like a surrogate of Joe Biden at this point. And you're not going to be much more than that because you're about to get Kurt stumped. Figuratively, YouTube censors, figuratively. I don't want to get nobody at my door trying to red flag me. Hey, don't red flag me. You should red flag that boy, but that's too soon. So shout out to the feds. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All right, we got super chats on deck. I'm going to read these right quick, and then we're going to get to the calls. The number to call, 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. But first, let me get to the supers. And shout out to y'all for joining. Y'all know I couldn't do the show without you. All right, thank you to Matthew Richardson, who says, hoping for a good chat today. Chat's always good. Shout out to the chat. Thank you to Apple Bacher, All Puff Daddy, who says, RIP 9/11, FDNY, NYPD, Port Authority, U.S. military, and all. That's right. RIP to everyone who passed away. 9/11. It is the anniversary, 23 years, right? So that was 2001, now 2024. Very long time. I mean, I'll never forget it. I'll never, ever forget it, man. I'm in my class, and my teacher, one thing I remember is my teacher came in, and it was like he saw a ghost. White guy, Mr. Hodges. Shout out to you, Mr. Hodges. And he came into the room and he said, the World Trade Center has been destroyed. He was trying to be like very serious. I'm like, what? It didn't really click because I'm like, it's been destroyed. So at a certain point, everybody was like getting up out of the class and going into the hallway. I'm a senior in high school when this is happening. Everybody's getting up, going to the hallway, and they're going to those TVs on the high stands, and everybody's just watching a little 13-inch monitor. And they're seeing the towers on fire and everything else. It was crazy. It was really crazy. My first block class, I'm in keyboarding class, and we go out to see that. It was crazy. Yeah, they had my dad on the front cover of the paper because he did like a tribute as a firefighter for 9/11. It was a wild time, and I have that paper somewhere. I don't know where it's at, but I got it somewhere. All right, you were just born in 2001. Shout out to you, Country Keys. Wow. Talking about old man, you were just born. I was already a senior. I was 17. Now, I was 16 going on 17 because 9/11, I'm 39 now. I'll be 40 on the 22nd. So I turned 17 that month, but I was not 17 yet. Okay. So yeah, it was crazy. It was totally a mess. Do I have that newspaper clipping? I had it at one point. I don't got it no more though. So yeah, shout out to me for losing that clip. But yeah. Shout out to Garfovsky, who says, appreciate you, ABL. Good stream last night. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you to Apple Barker, All Puff Daddy, who says, RIP victims of 9/11, 2012 in Libya, Ambassador Chris Stevens, DSS Officer Sean Smith, Navy SEALs Glenn Doherty and Tyrone Woods. No one held accountable. Thank you to Apple Barker, All Puff Daddy, who says, Professor ABL, please grade Trump and Kamala and ABC. I give Trump a B+. I give Kamala a C-, and I give ABC a whole F. whatever the failing grade is, whatever the new Common Core math is, I give them an E because they're not supposed to be biased against Trump. They're supposed to be, they're supposed to be moderating, meaning they are neutral. They stay out of trying to help one side or the other. They were not neutral. They did not moderate. All they did was just help Kamala. That's all they did. Duel says, what's the psychology behind everybody remembering where they were on 9/11? It's because you could just remember that time and you can remember what was going on and what you thought about what was happening. That's you kind of like bringing yourself back to that moment, really. Because when I think 9/11, I think, okay, where was I at? How did I find out? What did I know? And if I was in New York City, obviously, okay, did I see it? Did I experience it? Did I inhale anything? Like, that'd be something. So that's pretty much where that comes from, in my opinion. Thank you to Ashley Valentine, who says, Trump, American flag emoji, 2024, a must, FJB, and the corrupt right on. Shout out to Apple again, who says, you think Trump should go on Charlamagne's show? Sure, I say go on there. Why not? I mean, listen, he'd be better than Joe Biden because last time a political guy, a presidential candidate, well, I don't know if Kamala might have been on there. I don't think Kamala has done nothing. But the last president you had on there, Joe Biden talking about, hey, if you don't know whether you vote for me or for Trump, you ain't black. That was the last guy. So I think there's a low bar to be able to jump over. Okay, I don't want to hear. And if Charlamagne has Trump on the show and Charlamagne's trying to be all defensive and trying to ask questions all hard, it's like, well, why you want to try to be coming hard at me when you ain't coming hard at Joe when he said you gotta vote for me or you not black? Don't try to be all tough with me when you wanted to be soft as a kitten with Joe Biden. That man insulted you in your face and you said, oh, no, it ain't about that. I don't want to hear nothing. Don't say nothing to, don't be hard on Trump with your questions if you let that man Joe Biden insult you in your face and you didn't say anything. Anyway, thank you to Apple again, who says, ABL, how you make your chicken wings spicy, salty? I'm not really a chicken wing kind of guy. I'm more of a chicken thigh, chicken breast, a chicken tendy even. I'll take a chicken tendy. I'm not really a wings guy. If I eat wings, I'm going to eat boneless wings, which I've gone back to square one. I'm eating chicken tenders. Thank you to Kai's Proximus, who says, Fredo and O'Reilly made fun of President Trump for the illegals eating the animals, saying he should have been on SNL. What about the illegal in California who was gnawing on a dead person's leg? That's SNL too. Did Chris Cuomo and O'Reilly really make fun of President Trump? Now, Cuomo and O'Reilly, when are we going to get the public apology? I showed the video from Tyler Oliveira talking to the residents, and they're saying, yes, it's happening. They're eating the Canadian geese specifically from a park. It's so bad that if a Haitian is caught down at the park, they get arrested on site because they know what they're about to do. They're about to go capture some geese. And now you mess up the ecosystem. You know, it's fewer the geese and you can't go feed them. And it's just barbaric activity, man, in a first world country. Take that third world stuff back to the third world, man. If you come into a first world place, behave as a first world person. And if you can't do that, then you're not ready to be over here. Thank you to Apu Bakr Alpuff Daddy, who says, R.I.P. Rick Roscola, 9/11/2001, who safely led all 2,700 employees of Morgan Stanley out of World Trade Center 1. Rick saying Men of Cornwall during this. Also, Apu says, R.I.P. James Earl Jones. My favorite movie is Conan. Yours? Probably Lion King that James Earl Jones was in. Didn't he play the voice of Mufasa? I'm not sure what else he played in. I'm not a Star Wars guy, so I never watched that. Okay, so aside from that, I don't know. But there's quite a few movies that he was in. Hold on. All right, I'm getting off track, but let me just look at some stuff here. All right, hold on. No, Lion King, from what I see, yeah, that was the main thing. I didn't know he was in Meteor Man. That's crazy. Nah, Lion King. That's ain't nothing really touching that. Coming to America, okay, that's fine, but nah. Lion King. Sandlot. Oh, he was in Sandlot too? Yeah, that's a good one. Shout out to the Sandlot. So the geese is verified. How about pets? Well, there was a lady. Okay, in the video I was showing from Tyler Oliveira, he was talking to one guy, and the guy said a lady down the block was a cat lady. She had like 50 cats. Now she might have 5 cats. Where the 45 cats go? Where the 45 cats go? You could say he's a liar, but maybe he would know more than any of us since he lives there and he can see what's happening with his own 2 eyes. Why would he lie about that? Why make that lie up? Thank you to Matthew Richardson, who says duck wings costing $48 in Haiti because they ate them all. Shout out to Apple, who says, why migrants not settle Beverly Hills or the Hamptons? Because there ain't nothing for them out there to do. There's no jobs for them out there. And they don't want that. They deport them immediately. They were at Martha's Vineyard. They got deported in 48 hours. Thank you to Federico El Padrino, who says, Kamala making faces is like the Wuhan outbreak. Monkey planting your face like there's such thing as contagion named C-19. Thank you to Matthew, who says, they cut down every tree, ate every animal in Haiti. Thank you to Apple, who says, Republicans to Democrats, Liz Cheney and Dick Cheney. Democrats to Republicans, Tulsi Gabbard and Robert Kennedy Jr., who got the better deal. ABL. We got the better deal for sure. Tulsi Gabbard and RFK, that's much better than Liz Cheney and Dick Cheney. They can have them. They can have Liz Cheney, Dick Cheney, W. Who else? The ghost of John McCain. They can have all of them. That's fine. Mitt Romney, all these weirdos. Go ahead and take them. How many wives does Mitt Romney have? Okay, I'm doing too much. They get to just my 4 cents. Pardon me. Who says, Hunter Biden's laptop was once fake news. Remember? I sure do. 53 intelligence officers. Oh, that's fake. That's fake news. That's Russian misinformation. Yeah, that was a whole big mess. 53 or 52, however many it was, more than 50. Remember? 51. I think that was the number. 51. Remember this? Like, this whole story was crazy. Hunter Biden's story is Russian disinformation. Dozens of former intel officials say more than 50 former intelligence officials signed a letter casting doubt on the provenance of a New York Post story on the former vice president's son. Remember that? Okay, this was in October 2020, October 19th, right before the election. Remember that? Oh, yeah, that was him on videotape smoking crack. Oops. Sorry about that. And this right here is on Politico. And again, it was a bunch of intelligence officials who signed the letter. Over 50. And it was all a lie. All a lie. Anyway, I'm getting triggered. Hold on. Let me see. Somebody's yelling at me. Somebody says, were the cats eaten or not, ABL? That's what they said in their voice, all caps. Listen, man, I already done told you, man. Like, don't be wearing me out. Okay, I've already answered the question. I'm not gonna answer no more. How about that? Thank you to Tune In Dropout, who says correct framing for last night's debate was a courtroom, not a debate stage. Kamala was a prosecutor. The moderators were the judges and Trump, the defendant, who had been found guilty before the trial even began. That's a very good way to look at it. Thank you to Love USA, who says, how can people vote for Kamala Harris when all of these are happening in this country? What have Kamala Democrats done to this country? I cry for my country. Trump is a legend and our only savior. Love USA also says, hold on, I got quite a few here. Y'all give me a second. Regardless of your skin color, who can take this level of insane, unvetted, illegal immigration, including tons of criminals and terrorists? This is an invasion. How can you prosper without safety first? Thank you to Buy the Book, who says, ABL, you remain undefeated, and my family and I appreciate all you do. Keep up the great work. Thank you. I appreciate you, Buy the Book. Thank you. Thank you to Bob K. MIT, who says, hold on, let me scroll down here. Remember 9/11? I'll never forget. Thank you to Michael Critchlow, who says RIP Fat Man Scoop and James Earl Jones. Shout out to The Faith Factor, who says, have you heard the conspiracy that Kamala had on the Nova earring earbuds? Cheater. I have heard that her earbuds or the earrings, like she had one that was different than the other. And she had some kind of little swoop bang activity over here that was covering the ear. So you couldn't really see it. Now, I don't know if it was that one that the hair was covering or the other one. But I did hear about that. But if she did cheat, that's of no surprise to me. Thank you to Love USA, who says, with almost 400 terrorists on the FBI watch list have been let in by Kamala Biden's open borders in the last 4 years, you don't think the likelihood of another 9/11 is pretty high if Kamala's elected? Well, hey, if you're just leaving the border wide open, you're going to get everybody. You're going to get the terrorists. You're going to get the fruit pickers and bed makers. You're going to get a little bit of everybody to come across. So that's kind of going to heighten the level of terror risk. It's going to heighten it automatically. Thank you to Angela B, who says, I prefer a man for president. Trump is a patriot. Right on. Shout out to you. All righty. So that's time for the calls. The number to call, 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. The number is always in the description. And there's also, there it is right there on the ticker, 434-658-1220. So in the ticker, in the description, there's also an email to call in and be right here on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Let me get my sound together, and we shall take some calls. And I know we're going to be jumping, so please be patient with me. All right. There we go. And I think we're set. All right, Matt, what's going on?
Today, man, I'm sorry you have to deal with all these trolls, dude.
Oh, it's all good, man.
Yeah, you're doing really well. Man, good people both sides. That's been so debunked. But I think at the end of the day, people just want the information they want, and they want plausible deniability in whatever way they can get it, and they'll believe whatever they will. So, for example, good people both sides, like UC Berkeley is looking like the caliphate. You got people that have Hamas flags and that kind of stuff all over the campuses, but Trump is an anti-Semite. That's incredible. Good people both sides. This is Ukraine in 2014. The Tiki Torch thing kind of went away after the KKK. Ukraine brought it back in 2014. So, and then the people that behind the Unite the Right, they really support Ukraine. But hey, there's good people on this side too. I mean, there's good people on that side. And then some interesting things that people forgot about, or maybe never even realized about Charlottesville. This is Dwayne Dixon. He's an anthropology and I think ethics professor down there, and he's up on a car with a AR-15 right before Heather Heyer was hit by a car, by that wacko. He's yelling to crowds, go get into the street, block them, don't let them leave, pinch them off, make sure they can't leave here. They're going to try to go down here, stop them. Quote, I'm not paraphrasing this, quote, get into traffic, get ready to get hit. And then he goes to class and he brags about, I think his name is Michael, that wacko that hit her. I waved him on with my gun. I showed him my gun, and then he sped off and took off. He admitted to inciting Heather Heyer getting hit, and it's all on video. He's on the car on the video, and then in his classroom, he's bragging about what happened. Have you ever heard that?
I have not heard about that.
Dwayne Dixon. If you Google that in Charlottesville, you'll get right down to the bottom of it. Kamala Harris.
I saw it. I was like, what's going on behind you? I saw my face. I'm like, what we got?
She's so full of it. I feel bad for Trump for even having to debate her. Jive Turkey. That's an album she listened to back in college. That poor guy had to debate her, and it was set up against him. Do you think Kamala's black? Do you
Yeah.
I mean, he should have said maybe, well, I know Willie Brown is black. And then you got that new video of them asking if she's his daughter and stuff from back in the 90s. That's kind of wild.
Yes.
And I don't want to keep you too long. I could go on and on and on. But, man, I love your show. I don't think that record existed when she was in college.
I don't think so.
The dress that Ian Jean Carroll said that she was wearing didn't exist for many years after she said she wore it. Was raped by Trump while wearing it. the journal that she wrote in every day. She never mentioned Donald Trump. And then I can't remember who. I think it was Patrick Bet David, compiled a list. It was someone, could have been him. She's accused 21 men of rape, high profile, like everyone from Les Moonves to Donald Trump.
That's crazy.
If you believe any of this stuff, I mean, it's like truth version of fast food. It's just for people that just want an immediate fix of lies, and then they can go on with their hate. That's all it is. But man, I love you. I'm gonna buy that 1984 hat, man.
Right on, man. Appreciate it.
Take it easy.
Same to you. All right, shout out to Matt. Great call. Let's keep on rocking and rolling. And the number to call 434-658-1220. All right, man. What's going on?
Hey, yeah. Hang on. Let me pause the audio over here. Good to see you. You been well?
Absolutely, man. How about yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. The heat over here is unbelievable. I was in the States for about 3 weeks and caught you when I didn't have to, get it in the middle of the day at work.
Right.
Anyway.
On.
Yeah, I watched the debate, and I think it was disappointing for me. Vivek had a really good analysis of it. Did you hear what that was?
No, I didn't.
Well, he had said that because they had gone in and said, yeah, we'll have 2 debates, one, yesterday, and the first one earlier than any other debate ever. And that CNN had been, pretty strict on Biden, right?
Yeah.
And the plan was, yeah, they're in on it. They want him out. So the breakdown of it was get him off in front of everybody, because we want to show that, hey, we are fair and balanced, because it had come out quite obviously that the media was biased, right? And so instead of showing the bias, they wanted to show that they were really partial, that they really were or not impartial. That they were fair. And so then they bring this in and they're just, ganging up on Trump. And I said, but no, look, we're partial. It's just like fake illusion of it. It was pretty good. But yeah, it was an ambush. I think he was going in thinking that she was going to be that kind of cackling idiot and that it was going to be fair. I don't know if she had those Nova earrings in or not, but she'd certainly been coached on what to say for sure.
Oh, of course.
I don't know. There's an interview with Mike Benz on Tucker. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen that. I highly recommend it. There's another one with Kash Patel on Sean Ryan. Very good. Both those put together, that's solid stuff.
Right on, man.
Kind of tells you what you're looking for. Do you think she's going to win?
No, I don't see how. I don't see the path to victory at all with Kamala.
I think they're going to fake it. I think Brett and Eric Weinstein were both right that they are not going to let him win, because it's not that he's up against the machine. It's that Eric Weinstein was saying something like, there's a magician's choice. And yeah, there's a trick called the magician's choice. It's not a force per se, but it's like, no matter what you choose, we'll make it look like that's what you got, a free choice, but we knew what to do in this situation. And he says, anytime you get 2 people, in the vote, they're okay with either one, because that's how they've set it up. There's something called, if you guys look up Arrow's impossibility theory, it's this thing in voting that anytime you have more than 3 or more choices, nobody's ever going to get what they want. It's impossible. And so they narrow it down to 2. But in doing that, they do the magician's choice, and you get both of those they're okay with, because either one of those choices is going to be acceptable by the machine. And Trump ruined that. And so because he ruined that last time, they didn't have that contingency plan. And now they know it can happen. So Eric and Brett both said, Weinstein said, even if he wins, which he probably will, like as far as voters go, they will not report it as such. They will report it as Kamala winning.
I don't see that happening.
So,
I mean, because like if that happens, it's going to be so obvious because Kamala is so bad. So that's going to be a problem. You're going to talk about civil unrest. So I don't think so, man.
Yeah, the white man says they're magicians. Watch your freedom disappear. That's hilarious. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it is obvious, but was it the redheaded libertarian or whatever her name is said, don't ever underestimate the power of the white liberal female. I don't know.
And we're going to see, man.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Right on.
Yeah, I'm voting though.
Well, that's good. Glad you vote in early and often. Yeah, that's what you vote in, man. But thank you for your calls always, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Good show.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. All right, let's keep on rocking and rolling. Shout out to my man for the call. The number to call, 434-658-1220. There's also the email for Skype in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. You could be right there with the emails in the description. All right, so shout out to y'all. I mean, I don't. Again, states, your state, man. That's going to be where the election comes from. So y'all got to just have a handle on what's happening in your state. If you can do that, then I think you're good. If you don't have a handle on your state, you just kind of let stuff go on, then now we got a problem, in my opinion. 270, you're online. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL, this is your friend from Western Kentucky.
All righty, man. What's going on?
Hey, I just wanted to state what everybody else is stating about the debate last night is just a total hit job on Trump. And my opinion is they just pre-fed the questions to Kamala before the debate. But there's obviously an extreme amount of bias going on with that debate, and it wasn't fair to him. Pretty much, I think it made him look bad because he was having to play defense answering some of those questions last night. It just wasn't a good look for him. But, I think Trump did kind of take the bait on that debate last night. But I'm just ashamed that even had to happen.
Yeah, it was really a mess.
But my second point I wanted to make is Camilla's comments on, how she said that her and Waltz were gun owners and they weren't going to, come after anybody's guns. Well, that's a good way of putting it because they're going to call it a buyback, but not a confiscation. Because in order to confiscate, they're going to have to go, basically to people's houses. But if they call it a buyback, then they can get away with the fact of saying, hey, that's not a confiscation. Hey, we're buying back your guns because, of an assault weapons ban.
Well, I mean, if they forcibly do it, the people that are gun owners are going to understand that it's confiscation.
Well, it's just a lot of lies coming from Kamala. I mean, pretty much the whole debate was with nothing but lies, and without the moderators even wanting to fact check her, but they were able to fact check pretty much everything that Trump had to say.
Oh, of course, it was a complete 3-on-1, and then I found out that I think Kamala's friend is like some kind of executive at ABC, and then one of the moderators was her sorority sister. So that was interesting. It was a whole thing set up from the beginning. That's probably part of the reason why Trump didn't even want to go to ABC, because he knew that kind of activity was happening.
Right. And my opinion is I don't think that there will be any more debates because Kamala was able to get away kind of with a rigged debate. And I think Trump's willing to do more debates, but I think that's going to be the end of the road for us because I don't think Kamala will agree to any more debates.
Well, she did say after the debate that she wanted another one. That's what the news reports are saying. So I don't know if that's a false report, if she's just playing games, but that was a report that came out.
Well, that would be great if they could, at least on a better platform for sure. I think she won't agree to do it on Fox News, but hopefully, if we do get another venue, it'll be better.
Yeah, hopefully so.
And just my last comment is, and I know your listeners won't want to hear this, but I just, like other people have commented tonight, I just do not think that they're going to allow Trump to become president, because in 2016, he was the only candidate. He was a populist candidate, and he's not part of the establishment. And, when he won the primaries in 2016, everybody gave him very little odds, like 1 to 20 odds against Hillary Clinton. Everybody thought, I think it's a fluke that he got in, and the country had 4 great years under Trump. But I just do not think that they're going to allow him to become president again, because they've learned their lesson. And I think that Trump stands in the way of all this global policy, from the Bilderbergers, from the CFR to the trilateral commissions. He's getting in the way of that agenda. And I just do not think that they will allow him to become president, especially if you only have 5 states that determine the election. A lot of nonsense is going to go on again, like in 2020. That's just my prediction.
So who is they that are not going to allow this to happen?
Well, I think we do have kind of we have a deep state government, and our government itself is allowing, last time allowed mail-in ballots. I just, that night the election happened, I went to bed that night on West Coast time, and Trump was ahead in most of the states. And then when I woke up in the morning, I saw that all these votes poured in for Joe Biden in the middle of the night. I was astounded that that happened, while everybody was sleeping, essentially.
All right, so we'll see what happens in 2024, but I still want to tell everybody, please go out there and vote. Don't get discouraged. Don't get demoralized, because if you get demoralized, they've already defeated you. They don't got to do no Reagan or anything like that if they have demoralized you and prevented you from going out there and voting at all. That was a low-cost effort for them to demoralize you from voting. So please, please, please go out there and vote. And then if something happens after that, we can figure it out then, but you got to do your part, please.
When that did happen in 2020, do you think that the Republicans really did anything to look into any type of, interference with the ballots and everything? Do you think they really did anything?
What happened was a state issue, because some of the laws weren't tightened up. Now, each individual state got to tighten their laws up. In Georgia, close to where I live, they tightened their laws up. They passed a lot of laws to strengthen the election. Same thing in Tennessee. In Tennessee, we have paper ballots. We got IDs. We don't have a lot of the stuff that other states have. The issue with the election is a state issue. It is not a federal government issue. It is a state issue. Now, you got some states and some cities that do funny things. That's why it's up to we, the people, to get involved with state politics, local politics, to stop that from happening, because at the end of the day, it's just people. It's just regular people that are behind a lot of the funny things going on. So it's up to us to stop it in our states.
Correct. Yeah, I agree with you there. I just hope that in those 5 states, especially Pennsylvania and Georgia, that they do tighten things up.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Thank you very much for taking my call. And again, ABL, thank you for your show. Always watch you and appreciate you, bud.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right. Bye.
All right. Shout out to the caller. But yeah, please go out there and vote, because what they want you to do is get demoralized because you feel like there's no hope and no point in voting. It's stupid. I mean, they get you out of the way for cheap. They don't got to do no ballot harvesting. They got you out of the way for cheap. It's like, he's not even going to vote. He's not even going to be a factor. Great. Fantastic. One less vote for Donald Trump. So don't do it. Now, if there's some kind of issue later, then we can figure it out. But in Tennessee, listen, paper ballots, ID. Like, we don't really play around. Now, you might live in California where you could just be a crack smoker off the street and say, my name is Bill Gates, and cast a vote, and it can happen. But that's that state. That's why I don't live over there. 201, you're online. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, brother. How you doing, man? I'm calling from New York. Basically, my name is Lalu. I had called you earlier. I just want to know the $25,000 down payment program that Kamala Devi Harris is talking about. That's her actual name, by the way. It is a program which is available even today. It might be available. It is called President's Down Payment Initiative Program for the first time home buyers. So the presidents usually, when they come into the office, they want to encourage house buying because it creates lots of job and brings a lot of tax money for the towns. So they usually encouraged by the president, and they give some money because I was introduced to this program around when Bush was in the power. So every president has this program. This is not something new she's doing, but she's doing in a way that first people might have heard for the first time. So basically, what this is like, if she gives you $25,000. So you can use it as a down payment, right? But what happens is that it's a temporary loan that the government is giving you, which has no interest. But what happens, let's say if you pay off your mortgage after 20 years, so you have to give that money back to the government, basically. So it's not a free money, or it's just a temporary money that the government gives you, and it was available since the Bush is there because I had a brochure when I went to the county office, and they were giving me this program in order to encourage me buy the home.
So hold on. So hold on. So basically, this program has already been there. The one that Kamala is talking about, $25,000 for down payments on the home.
Yeah, it's been there,
and it's not even free because when you pay your mortgage off, you got to pay the money back. So it's a loan, right?
Exactly. You have to give them back, because it's not a free money. They just encourage you to buy the home. And plus, it's like a lot of people don't even know. There is another program called home repair program. So I would encourage somebody living in a rural area and want to take advantage of it. It's a good program, and it's up to $27,000 they give you to repair your homes. Because I was just in Georgia last week, and I saw a lot of houses were broken down and they didn't have money to repair them. But the government gives you money, to repair your homes. So people should take advantage, and that money is free. Up to $7,500, the government gives you as a grant, and the another $20,000 it's like a 2% loan. It's a very cheap loan if you can afford it.
Right. Okay. I see.
Yeah. So yeah, and that's it, brother. I just want to share with your viewers, and start calling her Kamala Devi because that's her name.
All right, man. I got you. Thank you for your call. Definitely appreciate you.
Praise the Lord. Thank you.
All right. So yeah, shout out to my man for the call, and shout out to Kamala Devi. All right. Shout out to Kamala Devi. You're not gonna be the president, Kamala Devi. Okay, I guess I was late to do. 972. You don't know who I'm speaking to.
Hey, ABL. It's Jay from DFW.
All righty. What's going on?
Thank you again for all the coverage lately. I know you've been busy.
Oh, no problem.
Shout out to all the listeners. I just wanted to throw in, I felt so sorry for Trump last night watching that. I know he's strong, he's vulgar at times, but just watching him have to endure all three of them constant for 90 minutes, or I don't know, I just felt absolutely horrible for him. But to see his interview after the debate with Hannity was refreshing. He was in a good mood. He was upbeat. He, on his we won. It was great to see. But I do hope he chooses to debate her again. Of course, on a fair network, fair moderators, whatever. But I was wondering, is there any talk about the VP debate?
I have not heard anything about that. Not much about that. I think I heard some kind of rumbling, but I didn't hear anything beyond that. But that's going to be something that we need to really look out for, because Tim Walz up against JD Vance, oh my goodness, that's going to be rough.
I would love to see it.
Oh, absolutely. As soon as they announce it, I'm like, hey, I'm streaming that. We're going to watch it because it's going to be must-see TV for sure.
Yes. Okay, that's all I had. Thanks. Have a good night.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate it. All right. Yeah, that's a really good question about the VP debate. Oh man, must see TV. That's going to be really, really crazy. So yeah, I'm super 100% ready for that. But if you guys like what you are hearing thus far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. And the number to call, 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. Oh, okay. So the VP debate is October the 1st. We're going to be watching it. I will be here. Now, Kamala, again, I did see a report in which Kamala stated she wanted another debate. And I think this debate would be on Fox. I don't know. But I don't know when that debate would be or if it's going to happen or where it would be. But I think she wants another one. So we got to see that one. And we got to see the one with J.D. Vance and what's your Tim Waltz, Tampon Tim. Yeah, we got to see Tampon Tim go out there and do his thing for sure. And the VP debate is going to be on a Tuesday as well, October the 1st. So shout out to you guys for giving me that piece of information. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, it's going to be a mess when they have their debate. It really is. Somebody says, imagine if Waltz comes out with an earring during this debate. That'd be hilarious. It's like, what you transitioning? Like, what's going on? You want to, like, step into who you really want to be? That's crazy. Hey, put it on Nightcap. Shout out to Nightcap. Shout out to Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp, I got 2 words, airplane mode, and I digress because we're a family show. But anyway, shout out airplane mode. That's 3 words. No, airplane mode, 2 words. Anyway, but the number to call, you already know what it is. Everything's going to be in the box. That's right, Ohana. J.D. Vance grew up not too far from Springfield. J.D. Vance, like, that's what, when we're talking about Appalachia and Ohio, the people that were there in that town, that's what we're talking about. Like, people like that I'm very familiar with. I'm in Appalachia right now, born in Appalachia. Like, these people, like, poor whites and poor blacks is not that much different in this part of the country. You know, I even put a tweet out. I was like, I'm not, I said black and white and Appalachian. Yep, that's me. I'm not black or white. I'm Appalachian. How about that? That's what I identify as. I identify as Appalachian. Hey, Appalachian American. Yeah, that's what I identify as. You black? No, I'm Appalachian. That's me. Okay, if they can say they Haitian, they can come over here and just eat cats and rats and bats and dogs. I'm Appalachian. That's fine. We won't eat no cats. We might be a little bit country, but we won't eat no cats. But yeah, we're going to see what happens with the VP debate. If it's going to be fair, this was completely unfair with the ABC situation. I mean, come on. CNN did very well. They were fair. But I think somebody said it earlier, one of the calls. CNN was fair because they knew they had to get Biden out of there. So they didn't want to make him look good. They wanted to go ahead and just get him out of the way. Michael L says, ABL, are you fluid? Yeah, I'm going between being black. I'm like Kamala. Look, if Kamala can say that she's Indian one day and black the next day, then I can say that I'm black one day and then Appalachian the next day. That's my identification right there. All right. But yeah, Kamala, man, I don't know anybody who's really looking at politics can see or can say that she's going to be a good person to pick. I don't really get it. Let me restart Skype because I think we got an issue. So give me a second here. Yeah, shout out Southern California. Shout out to you guys out there. Southern California. I mean, it's so nice out there when it's not raining and cold and stuff. And it's just regular, nice 75-degree weather. It's nice. But y'all got so much extra stuff in the periphery of the state that doesn't happen anywhere else. It's so much extra stuff. If that wasn't there, it'd be so good. It'd be really, really a good place to be. But you got all that extra stuff. It's just, it gets in the way. Thank you, Lynn Penn, for your very kind words. I appreciate you. Okay, let me get my sound back on deck. Okay, there we go. Can I answer? Okay. 559, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
ABL, Patrick from California. How are you?
I'm doing well. About yourself?
Good, man. Hey, I just wanted to make a few points. I mean, I think it's pretty crazy how these Democrats can say that it's absurd that Trump can say that these illegal aliens, I mean, I don't consider them migrants, but these aliens can, be eating ducks and cats and dogs and, stealing them or whatever they're doing with them, that's absurd. That's SNL. That's crazy. But yet, like, we have video of people, in California who are homeless illegal aliens as well that have, gotten body parts off people and have eaten them. And they've been arrested. That's like, documented. That's true. But also at the same time, like, they're able to say that, well, they're committing these crimes and MS-13 is over here and beating people in the head with baseball bats and they've got all these guns and they're able to kill people, but yet them also doing this is absurd and crazy. Like, you see what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense to me. Like, okay, if they're capable of doing one extreme, what makes them incapable of doing a totally other extreme? I mean, they're from other countries, from all different parts of the world. We don't know these people. We don't know where they come from. We don't know what records they have. We don't know what religion they practice. We don't know what language they speak, because Trump was saying there's like 150 different countries that's coming through the southern border. They can't even find interpreters for these people. So, like, how can they sit there and say that one variable is more crazy or absurd or just not true than the other? That's all I'm saying. Like, their mentality doesn't make sense. Like, where they're trying to draw some sort of like normalization as far as a line in the sand, like, oh, this is crazy, but don't believe that, but believe this. I don't know, man. I can't see how people can even be on the left at this point, because, it's totally, like, doesn't even make sense. If you're on the left right now, you literally, I don't even know where your mindset is right now, man. Like, I mean, do you even have a conscience? They're talking about aborting babies after full term, oh, well, we'll pull the baby out and then we'll think about what we're going to do about it. That's murder. I mean, that's basically replacing the word abortion or the word murder with abortion. And, I don't really, see how people can stand for that. I mean, if there was even something wrong with the baby, like, be it incest or rape or a deformity or anything, I mean, that's still a life. That's still a soul in that child. I mean, it just seems like almost of the devil, to me at this point. I'm a godly person. I'm a Christian. That's my religion. And, I just stand completely against that. And then my third point is with, it's funny, like, every time that there's a school shooting and Kamala wants to sit up and say that she actually prosecuted people who committed gun crimes and had obtained guns illegally. Well, I mean, the only thing that I do wish Trump brought up, because, or would have brought up, because he would have sank her dead in her tracks, was that her entire career in California was, in my opinion, decimating the black population. I mean, as you say on your show many, many times in the past, all that she did was lock, these people up with ridiculous crimes that was, considered minor, if not like misdemeanor crimes. People would get caught with like a little bit of weed, or they get caught with like, shoplifting like a pack of cigarettes or whatever, and boom, like 10, 15, 20 years. I mean, locked away for the rest of their life. So, I feel in the debate, Trump, he owned the room. I feel like him telling her to be quiet, to hush 2 times, putting her in her place and check, really made him stand out above her by far. I mean, if I were to grade him, I would give him definitely like an A+, and I'd give her a D- in my humble opinion. But, some people for some reason just think that he, I guess, did not perform as well as he could have, even though despite the fact that she didn't really have much to say other than bringing up topics that was, 50 years old already with that Brooklyn Five or whatever, those kids that committed that crime back in the 80s, that was considered controversial. And I guess he, made a comment back then that was considered racist, even though they were convicted of murdering that person. I mean, come on, man. That's all you got to bring to the table anyway. All right, ABL. Hey, thanks so much for giving me the time to make my piece, and you take care, sir.
Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you. All right, great call. Shout out to my man. Yeah, a lot of old stuff, a lot of fake stuff that had already been debunked. The good people on both sides. I mean, you scraping the bottom of the barrel talking about that. I mean, good grief. All right, call speaker 2-857.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Ain't so much. What's happening?
Hey, why you guys, why you keep promoting that stuff, man, about the, because Trump said that they're eating cats and why you promoting something that you have no evidence?
Well, we have the people of the town that are giving their testimony. So they're like, you have a reporter going to the town and asking the Haitians and also asking the non-Haitians what's going on. And then they're telling what's happening. So what do you mean there's no evidence?
Well, you need to have evidence. You need to have solid evidence. Like if somebody saw somebody, either they reported to the police, they when they report the African-American girl that apparently was eating a cat. So that means if they don't have no evidence.
In the case of this situation, you got the people's testimony and you have news reports. I showed the report from New York Post that said somebody reported 2 weeks ago about some Haitians eating the geese or the cats. They said that it's a New York Post. I showed it.
Yeah, but when they call the police and they call the management office, they say there's no evidence. So let's go with the no evidence.
But why would wait? Like I have the actual report. I have the report right here. So what do you mean there's no evidence? It's right here in New York Post.
But there's no evidence because they call the mayor office and they call the police department. There's no evidence.
So okay, listen, we have the actual 911.
So they saw somebody.
No. We have the 911 report. We have it. I'm gonna put it on the screen while you're talking. Go ahead.
So why they say that? Why they saying the 911 was the call from the girl, from the African American?
No. That was not even Springfield. I ain't talking about that at all. I'm not speaking about that video at all. I'm talking about something else.
So it was in another part of the country?
It was in Springfield.
So
listen. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna help you out.
Yeah, but
sir, stop. I'm gonna help you out. The video you're referencing of the African American eating the cat, that was in Canton, Ohio, which is closer to Cleveland and Akron. This situation in Springfield is over there closer to Dayton, Ohio, two different parts of the state. I'm talking about excuse me, stop. I'm talking about a police report from Springfield, Ohio about the geese in the park. It's on the screen right now. It's on the screen right now.
The response is that they said they didn't have any evidence of that.
Who said that? Who said that?
The New York Times. The New York Times.
Okay, so New York Times. So excuse me. So New York Times is right and New York Post is wrong.
New York Post is usually biased.
The question was: is New York Times right and the New York Post wrong? Yes or no?
New York Times.
Yes or no? Answer the question. Yes or no?
I will go with the New York Times.
Okay, all right. So you're just choosing to believe one paper over the other based on what? Based on what? Your bias? Based on your bias?
So the person was arrested.
Based on your bias. So we have a report from New York Post and the Federalist. We have this. It's right. I'm looking at it right here. A Springfield, Ohio resident called 911 to report 4 Haitian migrants taking geese from a pond, according to a newly revealed recording. Now, what's going to happen is I'm going to play the recording once you get off of here, and you're going to see that I have the evidence. So, what's your other? Excuse me. What's your other point you want to make? Go ahead.
Oh, the other point I want to make that you got these guys running around asking questions about Kamala Harris' accomplishments, but you got to understand most of these guys don't even understand the 3 branches of government. Most of these guys, they're YouTubers like you. They're there to make some money and create some content. Because as you know, what is the main job of the vice president?
Look, man, I ain't got time for all this. Like, what's your point?
Oh, now you don't have time.
Yeah, I don't know nothing. What's your point?
What is the main job of the vice president?
No, like, what's your point, man? I'm not answering. You're not interviewing me.
My
What's
point is the vice
okay,
president. The vice president don't make any executive decisions, so the president doesn't have any policies.
So they don't.
The president who has the policy.
Okay, so she has no power.
She has no power.
But didn't she say? Excuse me. Didn't she say that she was the deciding vote in the Inflation Reduction Act, but she has no power?
But she just one vote.
So is that not power?
So let me.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Is that not power?
It's one vote.
Is it power? Yes or no? Answer the question. Why can't answer the question?
Just one vote.
Is it power? Yes or no?
The vice president.
Look, for real. You can just answer the question. I can hang up the phone, then I can play the police recording. Is it power? Yes or no?
No, it's no power.
Okay, so cool. So when Kamala says that, she shouldn't be saying it because it's not power. When she goes out when she goes out on the campaign trail and brags about being the deciding vote in an Inflation Reduction Act, she shouldn't do that because she has no power, and that's not power.
Either you playing dumb or you dumb.
Okay, all right, I'm dumb. Cool. I'm an idiot. I have no.
I'm
reciting. Excuse me. Kamala is going out there bragging about it. So should she not brag about it?
You know what is the executive?
Should she not? Excuse me. Should she not brag about it?
She should brag about it because.
Well, why? It's not power though. What's the point of bragging about it if it's not power?
You don't have power at the executive level.
Okay, cool.
That's what I'm saying. You know the three branches.
She's going out there bragging about it. You saying that she should do it, although it doesn't mean anything.
Oh my Lord!
I got it.
ABL, do you take a civic class before?
Yes. Actually, I do. I did.
What is the three branches of government?
Executive, judicial, legislative. What you gonna ask me next? A multiplication question?
Okay.
What's 4 plus 4? What's 4 times 4? Right? Look. You're not gonna answer. You're not gonna interview me tonight. Listen. You're not gonna interview me. You're not going to interview ABL tonight. So make your next point, and then I hang up.
Okay. My next point is that because you're just wrong. Okay. My next point is that they're running around. They don't know what they're saying. They don't know anything about politics. Okay. My next point is. You making a claim about the Hunter Biden laptop. You say that the Hunter Biden laptop has very valuable information, and then you say that wasn't Russia misinformation. What information the Hunter Biden laptop contains that would have damaged Hunter Biden's re-election?
Hunter Biden's re-election?
No, I mean Joe Biden re-election. I'm sorry.
Well, that his son smoked crack and that there was 10 for the big guy and he was on the board of Burisma Holdings getting paid a bunch of money and potentially giving some of the money to Joe Biden. That could have hurt his election chances.
So they got information from the laptop because all the intelligence agents look at the laptop. The Burisma Holding has nothing to do with Joe Biden, with the president.
Okay, so look, all right. Okay. So what's the point
so
here?
That has nothing to do.
Sir, excuse me, sir. What's the point?
You struggling right now.
Sir, excuse me. Just get to the point. We don't got all night. You can't be up here for forever. Like, this is not your house. Make a point. Matter of fact, you can just give me your point in 5 seconds or I can hang up the phone and get to the next call. All right. See, you're talking too much. I'm going to go ahead and hang up the phone. Have a nice night. All righty. That is enough. You're dropping my blood pressure up. Okay. Let's play the recording, shall we? Let's play the recording about the ducks and whatnot. Okay. We got the recording right here. So I don't got to make up no stories, man. It's right here in front of your face.
Yes, ma'am. I got a question. This is a non-emergency line, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I'm sitting here. I'm riding on the trail going to my orientation for my job today. And I see a group of Haitian people. There was about 4 of them. They all had geese in their hand. They got away. I couldn't make out the first 3 of the license plate, but I got the numbers.
Oh, that's fake. That's
you're shopping
that's fake, ABL. That's SNL, ABL. Trump just know he's talking about. He's just watching TV. It's a police recording. We got it right here. The Federalist, New York Post. What else do we got to talk about? What else is there to say? So we got the testimony from the people. We got police reports. We got all of that. Even I think it was a city manager. It was somebody that came on TV today. Like, I'm going to do a whole video following up on this. So y'all just be ready. All right. 703 in the line on speaker 2.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hey, how you doing today?
It's all good, man. What's going on?
Yeah, so I definitely have just kind of been getting into the politics, and I'm in the DMV area, strong blue area. Grew up blue and everything. I've seen you a couple times, and I just wanted to just hear, like, I've always been told to not support Trump. And and that last debate, some things that she said rubbed me the wrong way. I wanted to call in and just maybe you could talk to me in a way I'll understand it, so that I can be like, this is why people support Trump. That's really what I call for.
Okay, so you got any questions for me? Anything that you want some clarity on?
Specifically, the biggest thing that I know, just let you know, I'm a black dude. Everybody around me black. Just letting you know where I come from. And everybody says Trump is racist. That's the biggest thing that I be hearing about Trump is racist. Clearly you don't believe that, but why don't you believe that?
I don't believe it because there's no evidence of him being racist. Because if somebody's going to say something like that, I want somebody to be able to tell me, all right, now what did he do? Because people say that, and then I'm saying, okay, give me some evidence. They talk about some lawsuit from the 70s about renting his property to black people. But, I mean, that could be anything. Anybody could sue anybody for any reason. It could have been anything that went on. Trump is not a racist person. Let me tell you what Trump has done for the black community. Now, Trump was behind Jesse Jackson's not one but two presidential runs. He was the money guy behind it. He financed Jesse Jackson presidential runs, not one but two. Also, he was a guy that would lend the black community money. This is Judge Joe Brown saying this. If you couldn't get funding, you couldn't get financing back in the day. Everybody knew. New York, you go to Donald Trump. And the story that Judge Joe Brown told, shout out to him, is that people would go to Trump, ask for a loan, ask for money, and Trump said, okay, come back with the full amount and we're good. They would go back with their money, the full amount to pay him back. Trump says, you got your business, everything's running good. He'll take the check, tear it up, shake the hand. All right, go run your business. We'll just straight give money away to the community. Okay, Trump was never a racist person. There's also a video. Remember G Unit Radio back in the day? You remember that?
Yeah.
Now, Trump went to G Unit Radio, like to the actual physical place with Yayo. It wasn't even 50 there. It was Yayo there. He was just talking to him in his regular suit, tie, big red tie, like in 2012, 2011, way before he became the president. And 50 wasn't even there. He got on the phone with 50 and spoke to him and said, hey, my son loves your music. Keep on going. You got to keep doing it. So there's countless stories like this, being involved with the black community, being in New York City. And you're going to be from Jamaica, Queens, where 50 Cent, by the way, is from. They're from the same neighborhood, which is why you went over there to support him. You think you're going to be in New York City for that long and be that famous, and then nobody knows you're a racist until you get to be 75 years old? Does that make sense to you?
No, I feel that.
Exactly.
All right. That's cool. Okay. That's really the biggest thing that I be hearing, that people don't even really give the man a chance because they be like, he really racist. Yeah, I ain't understand that. I guess the only other thing is I've heard what he's gonna do for the economy and everything, but I don't really know how that translates to what they're gonna do for my pockets. Like I think I don't know enough about politics to really understand what they be saying. Either of them, honestly. So is there a way you could break it down to kind of like hit his plan, how it's going to directly affect common folks?
All right. So one of the main things is the border, keeping that border closed up. We spend so much money. There was a study that came out from Congressional Republicans. They said we spend $450 billion a year on the migrant crisis, $450 billion. Now, all that's going to do is come from your pocket, come from the taxpayer's pocket. So you're going to end up paying more for everything. You're going to get more than inflation, more of everything, because they're going to keep printing money, taking your money. And at the end of it, you're going to pay more for things, and you're going to get lesser quality for some of these places with a bunch of migrants working in there. The migrants don't have your best interests at heart. You're going to end up spending more money, whether you want to or not, for this whole situation. Then they want to try to have price controls on the economy, speaking about the Democrats now. Trump wants to...
Yeah, that sounds good. You know, it sounds good.
Uh-huh.
Like controlling the price, it sounds like, why wouldn't you do that?
But see, the thing is, that's not how the economy works, because when you put price controls on stuff, the end result is always shortages. It's always people that are going to have a difficult time being able to provide food. They've done that before in other countries. They did that, Cuba, Venezuela, and it's always the same result. People wind up starving and hungry at the end because of the shortages that the price cap produces. When you restrict businesses like that, they can't really operate. They want to operate. They can't have any kind of bulk. They can't do anything. They're kind of just hamstrung. And again, you're going to get shortages. You want to go to the grocery store and just buy some food. Well, it might not be available. And we got the migrants coming in. They're getting endless money from the government with no production. They're going to keep buying up stuff. Plus price caps. You ain't really going to be able to buy food like that because of what the government has done. Lower gas prices is another one, because we're gonna be drilling here. We're gonna actually encourage fossil fuel usage because we're not really ready for the green energy. They're talking about we're gonna get solar panels and all that kind of stuff in electric cars. You stay in DC or like DMV area, like Virginia?
Yeah, DC.
So you got a garage in the house?
No.
Exactly. So
barely got a damn parking spot.
Exactly. So how you gonna charge an electric vehicle? They try to require that. And they get cold. It's snow in DC too, so EVs don't operate very well in the snow. So they don't have a really good plan. What Trump is doing is a plan that's going to benefit all Americans because it makes sense. It's just kind of common sense. They got all these ideas that they want for the future. They got ideas for people that are not American citizens. They want to replace us with the migrants. That's the whole thing. And the way they're going to replace us is by overwhelming us. Look, the city in Ohio had like 58,000 residents. They brought in 20,000 Haitians on top of that. And they're giving all kind of money and everything else. And they're going to keep producing babies left and right, a very high birth rate, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 kids, getting money from the government. So eventually you get replaced by them because your cultures are not matching up. And they don't care about your language, your culture, nothing. That's the whole plan, because they feel like the government feels like the migrants are a better investment than the American citizens. That's what's going on. So
that's why Trump is always talking about immigration. It ain't it's not no BS. It's because migrant is the cause of other things.
Oh yeah. Like, and then one of the main things again, look how much money we spending. We got Americans on the street homeless. There's a video I'm gonna play after we get off the phone. They are building buildings, brand new buildings in New York City, just for the migrants, not for you. You might be a veteran, you might be homeless. Nah, you gonna stay on the street and just keep hitting your fentanyl that they allow to come into the border for no money. $1 for some fentanyl that can kill you. Okay, you keep doing that, but the migrants are gonna get brand new amenities and it's from your money. You can't benefit from your money, but they can. How's that fair?
Damn, that ain't. Hey, Mo, that's all right. I appreciate it. The last question I would say is just, next time I talk to somebody, what are some things I should say? Because I mean, I don't know it like you know it. So what are some things I should say to them to be like, hey, y'all got the wrong idea. Check this out. This what Trump be saying.
Well, I mean, the migrants, talk about that. That's the main thing. That's the main thing going on right now. Talk about how they get all this money. I'm talking about tens of thousands of dollars per family they get straight from the government. We are struggling. We are having a hard time as a regular American citizens. Shouldn't the goal of the government be to protect their own citizens and help their own citizens when needed and not foreign people in this country?
Yeah, that's true. All right, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate it, ABL. Definitely, I definitely appreciate it for sure. I appreciate breaking it down for me. Hopefully, I find some better news that's some good average terms for me so I can understand. But I appreciate you explaining it to me.
No problem, man. Thank you for your call. Definitely appreciate you.
Be sure.
All right, shout out to my man. Hopefully I was able to, express myself very well and explain to my man what's going on. Okay, excuse me. It's 11:10 already. That's crazy. I want to show this video right quick. Then I wrap it on up, put the bow on top. Okay. I'm going to show this video. It's a teeny bit of cussing, so please cover the kids' ears. But we have to see this.
All right. I don't want to be that person.
Okay, we have to see this. And again, it's a little bit of cussing, cover the kids' ears. All right. Are we ready? Let's go.
All right. I don't want to be that person that's hating, but I guess I got to be. Do you see this new ass building? New. Brand spanking new. Supposed to be an apartment, but it's a shelter. And so I go and I'm like, all right, so what shelter? And they're like, it's not a woman's it's not a woman's shelter. It's a family shelter. I'm like, okay, family intake shelter. Yeah, but only for immigrants. Wait. What the fuck do you mean? Do you know how many of these fucking buildings they've been building in New York that's supposed to include subsidized housing, but now it's just fucking shelters for immigrants? Like, what? How about the fucking homeless people that are already here? Americans. Like, I don't want to be that person that sounds like, close to border type shit, but like...
No. Do that. Be that person. Be that person. Close the border. Yes. You want to say close the border because it's the right thing to say. Yes, say it. Now, just say it.
What the fuck? Brand spanking fucking new. Like, everything. Brand spanking.
Still in the wrap. Everything's still in the wrap. Brand new stuff. Look at that. Look at that right there. Brand new stuff still in the wrap. Brand new building.
Fucking new shit is still in the fucking wrap, bro. Like, and that was a fucking shelter. Like, what?
So there we go. All right. So yeah, that's what's happening. That's what's happening at the border. That's what's happening to our country. That's what's happening. You want to be an American and try to make something happen? Hey man, it is what it. You got to just. You got to do something. You got to do something. Okay, that'll be a wrap for me. Shout out to you guys. If you couldn't get on tonight, I'm sorry. Please blame the white man because it ain't my fault. Blame the white man because it ain't my fault. But I'll be back live again on Saturday, same bad time, same bad place. 8 p.m. Eastern time to right around right now, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, I'm putting out pre-recorded content all throughout the week. So y'all please subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to Uncle ABL. I got some new stuff coming for that as well. If you've not subscribed to me over there, please do so. We got 18,000 subs on Uncle ABL on accident. That's crazy. Okay. So yeah. That's what we got going on. Shout out to you guys again. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these internets. If you like what you heard tonight, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. And shout out to the mods for keeping the trolls in check. I really, really appreciate it. I could not do the show without you. Thank you to everybody that's been watching, retweeting, super chatting, or whatever. Of course, without you, there is no me. But that will be a wrap. And before I wrap it on up, put the bow on top. We got super chats to read, and that'll be all. Thank you to Bob KMIT, who says, God, please protect our friends down in New Orleans. What's it? You got the hurricane coming? Yeah, please protect them. Shout out to Matthew Richardson, who says, the Dwayne Dixon links are queued up in your Skype. Thank you. Thank you to Raven. Hold on. My thing is acting up. Raven Crick Charms, thank you for your being a member. Thank you to Kaius Proximus, who says, I heard the Georgia shooter's mom called the school. She did and warned her right before it happened. She sure did. Thank you to Swashplate, who says, lucky YouTuber, Empty Pockets Garage James, for more proof from a local guy with a small automotive channel. This stuff is not fake, unfortunately. Okay, somebody was spamming me earlier, and I'm sorry I yelled at you, man, but I was getting triggered. So I'm going to look this up right now, okay? I'm going to look this up right now. Empty Pockets Garage James. Okay.
Hey everybody, this is James in Pockets Garage. I got such a huge response, which was so unexpected, on my video that I did yesterday. And
so this ain't the one I want. This must be it right here. There we go.
Hey everybody, this is James Empty Pockets Garage. I wanted to make a quick video to address something that's made, looks like it's made national and international news about the Haitian migrants that has been thrust upon us here in Springfield, Ohio, because that is where I live. And I just wanted to address the issue a little bit, because I've seen a lot of stuff on national news and a lot of YouTube content creators weighing in on this situation. And I've even seen where they've, because for whatever reason, some news outlets are showing videos that are really not from here or have anything to do with the Haitian migrants here or about what they do. And it kind of irritates me that because this is a small town, so there's not like a bunch of videos that people like stop with their phones and start recording stuff when they see it. It's just not that kind of a place. So there isn't a whole lot of video evidence of this stuff happening, and the fact that some news outlets are using videos that have nothing to do with this town, and then everybody's saying, well, this is a nothing burger, it's fake news. Well, I am a resident of Springfield, Ohio, and it is not fake news. There is an issue with them, because we have, in our local park, they literally have ducks down there that the park takes care of, and it's where they live. And they are being killed and eaten. And as far as people's personal pets, I've heard stories, but I can't answer to that personally because I don't know. But I can tell you, because this is a car channel, I do car content, I can approach this story from the car issue, and when I say that, I mean their driving issues.
So one thing about the Haitians, I'm gonna just, there's just more. It's like a 10-minute video. I don't got a lot of time right now. This is his name, his channel, Empty Pockets Garage James. Empty Pockets Garage James. Okay, I'm gonna link to this video right now. You see I'm copying the link. I'm gonna link to this video right now in the chat. Okay, if it'll let me. It's kind of freezing up on me. Hold on. So I spammed it for you guys right there in the chat if you want to see it. All right. That is Empty Pockets Garage James talking about, yes, they are eating the Canadian geese, and they also can't drive. That's one thing that it was crazy. Tyler Oliveira was interviewing somebody in Springfield, and the Haitian person crashed right against the curb. It'd be little stuff like that. They can't really turn. They can't turn corners well. They don't stop really well. They backing into people's fences, knocking them down, all kind of little stuff like that. And they asking the DMV lady, hey, how are they getting licenses? She didn't want to say nothing. They probably don't know how to drive at all. They're just giving them papers so they can go drive a car. You see, it's easy to come over here and act like you're doing something when you're getting all kind of money from the government, when you're not held to any type of real standard when it comes to how we operate. Okay, I had to go to get a learner's permit when I was 15, to get a license when I was 16, to go to driving school and fail my test one time and then pass it and then become a good driver, rather than just coming to the country, no English, and saying, okay, I want to drive a car right now, my man, my friend. Get in the car everywhere, bumping into curbs, playing bumper cars in real life. That is not how we do things in this country. Okay, I see, and I can kind of, when I'm seeing somebody kind of drive crazy and already know, no documentation, no license, you get into a wreck with them, they're going to speed off. Speedy Gonzalez, they're going to be out of there. But anyway, shout out to Empty Pockets Garage James. And also one last super chat before I wrap it on up, put the boom on top. Waden Hain 57 says, Why are some people stuck in the Fauci cult? It's been 5 years, yet NPCs act like we're still in crisis mode. I'm sorry, that crisis is 100% over. People stuck in that mindset are more senile than Biden. 100%. Absolutely. All right. So I'm going to do a video on that and the follow up to see what's going on. Tyler Oliveira's video, Anti Pockets Garage, all these guys to kind of compile that. But I got to get up out of here. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all as always. But until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out and peace.